audio test. The password is not Hawkums. Where is Larry? Did nobody get Larry?
Larry's not here.
Larry, somebody needs to do his open. Fine, I'll do it. Where is Larry?
Where the hell's Larry?
All right, and now, ooh, that's a loud one. And now, live from the man cave, Studio B. Why is this sound overmodulated? Here's Larry's intro, because apparently he's off doing something more important, like taking care of a woman for 25 years, and apparently has family priorities. Go figure. We're coming from deep in the heart of constitutional Livingston County, Michigan, on a Tuesday night, Hanlon's Razor Rant. The title on your screen is probably wrong. Refresh your page. Our host tonight, Patrick Action, Stacy, Mr. Coffee Rutledge, and Georgie's in the house. But the man that has the plan is Jeremy Scott Gibbs, and here he is.
I've got a plan, but I didn't have a button correct. The only time that the buttons, it's like I like having the I don't know how you guys like to watch the use your computer. I like it when the bottom bar disappears and I have the whole screen.
Yep.
Well, sometimes when you're using programs like this, if you look over here, I come down to hit the mute buttons
And it goes up.
and the thing goes up and now I can't and I was like, dang it. And I'm trying to unmute our microphones and the things popped up on there. So there it is. Anyways, hey, welcome to the show, everybody. We had no Larry and it was kind of
and we had a little chaos. So it was a chaos rant times take 2.
yeah.
I
I like it when it goes funky.
It
Yeah,
does.
I can
And,
think that we can handle without Larry one time.
We can, and we even make fun of it.
No,
So
it's-
shout out to Larry tonight.
Let him enjoy what he is doing.
Right on the top of the show, Larry and Darla, 25 years celebrating their anniversary tonight.
Nice.
Shout out to them. You know, Larry's a staple on the show. Kind of like, well, I'll just leave it lovely like that.
Just say congratulations.
Congrats,
You're
Larry.
25 years.
George, keep me a check.
I'll be next year. This is why I'm paying attention.
He's
I
like,
want to know what should I
you're
do.
sewing it. You're paying it forward.
What should I do for
Yeah,
25
yeah.
years? Larry?
Nice. Let's see here. Okay, and Kelly is not here tonight. It is her son's first day of school and his birthday. My understanding was. And on the note of Kelly, what did she send me? I'm going to look this up. Get all this stuff squared away
Happy birthday.
as we're getting started here.
oh yeah, don't do it before the show.
How old's the little guy?
Huh?
How old is the little guy?
Oh, I think. Well, I think he's. I think he's a sophomore, maybe. Oh, 16. Okay.
Not so little.
And to let everybody know, Kelly is having a coffee time with Kelly Uphouse event. It's on Facebook. I'll try to pull that up because she sent me the link on my text message, and so I have to transfer it over. Anyway, so there we are with those couple of announcements. Oh, and Grandma Connie had some other plans with some friends tonight to go out to dinner. Is that correct? If you guys remember, I'll make him come over here real quick. Vincente, Taylor Vincent Gibbs, is off in the wings over there and was trying to help push buttons.
Did one click and I messed it up.
You messed up the one click on the button. Nice.
Well, no, it's just something was going on with the webcam. Shouldn't have been on. And now I can't get it on. I shut it off,
And now
Get
it's
it
just
on?
can't
should
get
have
it
worked.
on, man.
We didn't rehearse it. That's fine.
You know, yeah. There it is.
We out of here.
Okay. Love you.
See you, man.
You guys-
Good luck with
Have
the
a good
car.
one.
Bye, Bubby.
Yeah, thanks.
Love you.
Good night. Good seeing you guys.
Good night.
Night. See ya. Vince is teasing that he might start coming and hanging back out with us.
Looking at his sunglasses, those are what they call pilot
Whoa.
sunglasses.
Aviators.
Aviator
Yep.
sunglasses. How happened Biden like those? Was he aviator or did he serve in the Air Force or?
Oh, Biden?
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
no.
fuck no.
There's the first one for the night.
Jesus Christ.
He's a douchebag that just liked to cover up the fact that he was so stoned out of his gourd on whatever medicine they had to keep him standing up straight that he didn't want to see the fact that his pupils were dilated to pinholes. Yeah. There it is. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So the show's starting. Hanlon's razor. We're going to get to that. We're going to explain it. And you guys didn't pay attention to the password, but it's not Occam's.
Not Occam's.
We're gonna
That's
get
not
into that.
Arkham. That's the
Occam's
Batman
razor.
prison.
You know what we should have had done?
Arkham's.
We should have had Vince do the. Vince.
He said, "No, I'm leaving." Should have do the
Yeah, come back and
disclaimer?
do the disclaimer. Come back and do the opening disclaimer.
What's with the Mike Oxlong password thing?
What?
Papa Bob says the password is Mike Oxlong. I don't get it.
No, it was not Occam's.
Occam's.
So we're going to talk about Hanlon's razor.
Yeah.
So the very familiar phrase Occam's razor. So Occam's
Oh,
razor
here.
is that the simplest answer tends to be the correct one. That's Occam's razor. And we're not talking about Occam's razor tonight. We're talking about Hanlon's razor. Vince, please, my son. Oh, there it is. Boom shaka.
Notice right here.
Notice, this podcast is mostly raw and unfiltered and completely politically incorrect. We say Merry Christmas and the Pledge of Allegiance, especially the part about one nation under God. We thank our troops for their service. We only recognize two genders.
Dangle, no dangle.
As adults, we do enjoy adult beverages.
True that.
We cuss, we do not curse or swear. We love Jesus, but hate religion and religious hypocrites. If any of this offends you, please leave.
You should have left. And Vince is not leaving because he's offended. He's got stuff to do.
Hit you where the Lord split you.
Unoffended, but still leaving as he's.
unoffended by what has been offended.
I thank you for doing our introduction and unburdening what has been burdened.
I'm unburdened.
You're unburdened by what has been.
Unburdened.
You're unburdened. All right. Bye. Be unburdened as you go into the world of life.
During the time that I wasn't here, things are changing.
What do you got?
Yeah, I can see this guy talking like Mrs. Cameltoe or what they call it.
Kamala.
Harris or-
Kamala?
Yeah.
Yeah. Whore. Anyway, so there's that. Let's see here. I've got everybody lined up. The only one I didn't line up was George. But look at this one over here. Let's see what this one is. What's that? I wonder what is that?
Oh man,
What is that?
I don't know.
What is
What?
that?
What?
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Except for bears, bears will kill you. I already used the F word earlier.
They just kill you.
Oh, he's
Fucking
keeping.
kill you.
It depends.
Okay. All right. So he was
If you
keeping
raise the
track of this.
bears when they are small, they become the best friends of yours.
Perspective, huh, George? Do you have any bear friends?
No, I don't. But I know I have two friends of mine. Then when we were about like 15, 16 years old,
Yeah.
we were hiking in the forest back home, and they found two
Bear
baby
cubs?
bear cubs. And the idiots grabbed them. They're furry and funny and good to hold them. And that was like, when they came home, they brought the bears, the little bears.
Did Mama come looking?
No, they couldn't find Mama. They were crying. I don't know. Mama was
Oh, maybe she.
somebody killed her, and they kept them in basement until they become big. And
Oh.
one time they
No
left
way.
the door of basement open, and they were walking around in the town. Two bear cubs.
And just friendly to everybody and hanging out.
Friendly. They were feeding them, and after, like here, DNR was over there. Organization, they took them and they put in a place, the forest, and let them go. But those
Wow.
are now, if you go to the place where the farmers market is, it's all the time. There are from they call it Romer. They came from
Romania?
they came from part of India, between India and Pakistan,
Okay.
and they migrate long time ago. Very smart, very good businessman. And there's a guy in my town that he has a bear with a ring in the nose,
Okay.
and it's $5 if you want to take a picture with the bear, and you can pet the bear.
Nice. So
And
those
next
bears
time-
don't kill you. But
They'll kill
Next
you.
time, if I
Give them
don't
time, it'll
forget,
kill you.
I'll bring some pictures of my son with the bear.
that's awesome. Awesome. Mr. Acton.
I would challenge you to a battle of wits, but I can clearly see that you are unarmed.
You have no arms.
No arms.
No arms whatsoever.
Harmonious.
Let's see.
But
Let's
In the situation right now, thinking with far left mind,
Yeah.
even this pen is a weapon, or
I know.
so.
Yeah.
There's a wasp in here.
Oh, all right. Let's try this one, George.
It's easier to fool the people than to convince them that they are being move a little bit the head. They are being fooled. No, Mr. Coffee
Oh,
was
coffee.
blunt.
Get your fat head out of the way,
to-
coffee.
Now
harder to
tell me
read.
So
this
one
is
more
good.
time, it is easier to fool the people than convince them they have been fooled.
And I like that one for
And
you.
it's true. It's true.
Well, you grew up under
they are
communism.
brainwashed, you can do whatever you want, and you can bring in the point A where they start being brainwashed.
Yeah.
Push in a different direction.
When you grew up under communism, so you understand that that dynamic. We're going to get into that a little bit later here. Warn me when you go to fluctuates the lights. I think that we are losing power.
I was trying to figure out if they were still on, and I never turned them up for the intro. So
Right. A long habit of not thinking a thing wrong gives it a superficial appearance of being right and raises at first a formidable outcry in defense of custom, but the tumult soon subsides. Time makes more converts than reason. Thomas Paine, Common Sense, 17.
Thomas Paine said a good one too is, I prefer peace before war, but let the war come in my time so that my kids will live in peace.
Oh, that's a great one. Yeah, that's a great one.
I have a picture. I'll find out.
Okay. And let's get to this part right here. All right, we're
all
ready?
together now.
Never apologize. Oh, let's start again. Never apologize and never explain. It's a sign of weakness.
Are your
Move
feelings
her
hurt?
words down.
Oh,
Oh, girl, baby girl.
oh, really, baby? Oh, they cannot take the
There's
words.
another motion to strike her words again.
Girl, I don't
We
think
are gonna move and we're gonna take your words down.
I'm not
Has 4 minutes and
apologizing.
21
Well,
seconds.
then
Okay,
you're not
reserve the right to
striking your
object.
words.
I am
You're
not
nerve-wracking.
apologizing.
Chair
Chairman.
recognizes Ms. Green.
I repeat again for the second time. Yes, I'll
All
strike
right.
my words,
That-
but I'm not
all right.
apologizing.
Without objection. Without
Not
objection.
apologizing.
Chair
Reserving the right
recognize-
to
No,
object.
let's go. Come on, guys.
Come on, guys. Come on, guys. That's when you have to. What? Do not. Proverb says, "Don't argue with a fool."
Yeah, for sure.
There's another proverb that says, "The fool rages and scoffs, and there is no peace." Yeah, there's a whole bunch on the fool. Look that up. Look that up. All right, we are ready to dive in fully. We've taken care of that. But we skipped over dinner.
Stuff.
You should.
Mr. Coffee?
The salad was wonderful, and the noodles and beef tips were all right. They're good. If we were in the woods freezing, it'd be like a 5, but it's
There were
noodles
beef tips and noodles.
It's beef tips and noodles. It's all right. It's good. I can't rate you a 4.9 because then it would bring down all the good dinners we had. It
Fair.
makes a turd.
Well, what
It makes a turd.
It does do
That's
that.
what our drill sergeant used to say. Eat it, it makes a turd.
The mushrooms are
Don't
good.
be upset.
I like. the
I'm not
mushrooms.
upset. I'm just assessing your mentality.
Mushrooms are good. And
He's rated me so high for so long that
All
now
right, you
he has
can't-
to just
you can't
denigrate
give me
whatever.
The salad was
Whatever's
great. You
good.
can't give a 4.9 for noodles
Good
and
lord.
mushroom
All right,
soup.
so tonight I am wearing this is
Oh,
my
that's
brain
nice.
shirt, but George brought me this. George, would you like to explain what I'm wearing?
The ensemble.
The
Because
shirt that you got
I
me.
was buying some shirts for me when I was in Turkey, and I was thinking
Uh-oh.
that looks like exotic for a guy like you.
The
so,
turkey shirt.
so I'm in Turkish
Exotic.
garb,
No, doesn't mean that you are in Turkish.
but
This is a
but you
model.
bought it in Turkey from Turkish people.
From in a
It's
great
about as close as I'm going to get to
in Istanbul in the big bazaar.
Istanbul. Was Constantinople. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, it was Constantinople.
Putting
And
on the
now
Ritz.
the church.
It's your
the-
Ritz shirt.
You know, I liked it. I'm going to take it off because I'm getting warm, but I love it, George, and I'm going to wear it
Okay.
beautifully. I'm going to wear it in honor of you. I'm
The
actually set up.
Church of Hagia Sophia was definitely converted in a mosque right now.
Okay. And
They didn't let you go in the first floor
Mhm.
because they are building the towers around the church,
Okay.
and only the Muslims can go. It was the time when Muslims were praying. And I have a pictures. I can share with you guys pictures
Okay.
from that church, and you can see the second floor. There are still the fine work that they did for Jesus, Mary, and other things, but they are in the Byzantine style. So
Yes, Vince, we heard the song outside. He got in my vehicle and cranked the radio up, and I heard it thumping out here. And he's asking in the chat.
Hey, you know how I'm always saying you and Tim are very knowledgeable, you know. Tim, put your hands where I can see it so you can't Google this question, both of them.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to ask you
The other
guys a
one's
question.
busy.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Oh, questions right off the top.
I'm going to
What's the question?
What insect has 2 penises?
Insect?
Yes.
My guess would be an insect.
Yes.
My guess would be a
No
praying.
cheating on my notes.
My guess would be a praying
Stop.
mantis. Would be my guess.
What's yours?
Either that or but a slug.
You know the
it's not an
queen guessed
insect,
it
it's a
like in
mollusk.
2 seconds.
Cockroach?
No.
You know what it is?
What?
Earwig.
Earwig?
The pinchers on the
queen-
back?
The picture book.
Well, you know, you lift up shit around the,
Yeah,
damn
yeah,
area.
earwigs.
You see all these little with the pinchers, whatever, on the back or whatever, and they run around.
Yeah.
I got 2 penises.
Really?
Really?
And I
just know of a possum.
I'm gonna ask the guys, because they always know shit. And I go, what's when
Earwig.
insects got? She goes, earwig. And I went,
Yeah.
how the hell did you come? What the?
Yeah.
Oh, first thing.
Since
popped
we're
in
on
my-
the subject, do you know what a car is?
Hey, do you know what has
That's
no
George.
Yeah.
penises, but it's still a dick? Kamala.
what you're looking now for a car? Car in English is a automobile that you drive.
All
Yeah,
right.
but what is it in
Wherever you're from.
Turkish?
No.
Where did you say it wasn't a car?
Car in Albania?
Albania?
It's a simple dick.
It's a dick.
All right. Here's one.
Is that the literal?
Yeah.
But
Here's
does,
one
but does
for
that mean
all of you.
something different?
No.
It's just a dick.
If somebody tells you Albania you are a car, you know that you are a dick.
Wow.
Here's one for all of you. Alexander the Great. You've heard of it.
Yeah.
And what is his sarcophagus filled with?
Because he went through all of Asia, I'm gonna say
Filled right to the top.
right. I'm gonna say he was buried with.
Stop typing and looking at Google.
I'm not. I'm looking
He's
at the
typing
wall.
with his right hand.
No, I thought maybe he was buried with all of the
Acorns.
all of his spoils like ivory
Nope.
from India.
Nope.
Gold.
Honey
Honey.
to preserve it.
The honey can preserve you. It's only
Wow.
substance.
Filled it up with honey.
And you know what? If you reheat honey gently, that's
Yeah.
been crystallized, it turns right back into honey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a superfood.
They
Never goes
found
bad either.
2,000 years old honey
Mhm.
in Israel,
Still good. Yeah.
and still good.
Still good.
Yep, still good. You know what?
Oh, by
what-
the way, I start having bees. I have two
Oh,
Oh yeah.
of them, two bee houses now. End of October or something, we might try some fresh honey.
That'd be awesome, dude.
I started having butterflies, but it turned out I was just nervous.
I saw a sign today that butterflies are just not what they used to be
Here's another one.
because they're caterpillars.
That's right. That's
Here's another one.
Oh shit! You just loaded
top
for
of the
bear
line- yeah,
today.
no, this is just quick.
Yeah,
Top
for
of the
bear.
line economists. Do you know how they can? I mean, all they got to do is ask me that shit's gone to shit. But how do you think? And it's a grocery item. They can tell that the economy is really fucking bad. That people are buying.
Oh, I know this. I have heard of this.
I heard it like 4 days ago.
Shit. Well, they usually can tell by bananas.
Nope.
That's
Sausage.
sausage. Oh,
People for the
Sausage.
protein can get more
sausage.
weight for money for protein.
Oh, when they start
Crap.
advertising sausage as
No,
being
no, actually, they start cutting back on stuff that's expensive, and they'll go to sausage. I mean, you get a kielbasa for like
Oh, I see.
$3.99,
Yeah.
and have it with sauerkraut.
They
or something.
start going to processed.
Oh,
yeah.
meats instead of
True.
being cut.
it's amazing how much prices are. The alternator and battery both went out of my truck
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
over $1,000.
Oh,
Yep.
for the part?
300
Right.
for the battery and 700 and something for the alternator.
Wow.
Fuck.
I already said
Yeah.
the answer, but you know what the number one item bought in American grocery stores is?
Peanut butter.
No, I already guessed it for his answer. It's bananas.
What?
Bananas.
It's the number one.
Oh, really?
It's the number one item. Like number one item over anything.
Speaking of bananas and banana republics, Venezuelan gangs
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah.
are
We have it at break.
overtaking the world
will
today in
cover
America. We're taking over America. We don't want to say that.
Are you putting something up?
I'm going to pull up just a splash of it so we can talk about it. But they're literally going in because there's like 4 videos on here, and I don't want to.
Sure. Well, I have one at break.
Okay.
The one Tim would find, so we'll cover it there too.
Yeah. So, which one did you pull up? Not the Jamie White one, right?
No, the Reese report.
Reese report. Okay. So let's do this one right here. Colorado state and local officials are making conflicting allegations about the systemic takeover of apartment buildings in Aurora, Colorado by Venezuelan gangs.
That's
You
where
see,
the shooting was.
I said conflict, allegation, systemic, all perfect.
Yeah.
And then got hung up on the word takeover because it was the start of the next line. And I had to come back over here and then hit building, apartments, all those words right. I'm
So-
just going to do an accent. So this is, so
Aurora was where the Batman movie theater shooting was.
yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. So a citizen journalist has gone to the ground to ask Aurora residents what's really happening in the area. Numerous residents in Aurora. Is that how they talk in Venezuela? It's
sound
Spanish, right?
more, Juan Valdez. A little more
Little
raspier
more-
with a little,
little more.
coffee and smoking, drinking.
So the numerous
There it
residents in
is.
Aurora
Yeah.
detailed that Tyler Oliveira, how the Venezuelan gangs, most of them trendy whatever affiliations, have stormed apartment complexes and transformed them into bases of criminal operations with the local authorities turning a blind eye. Third eye blind. Let's see this here. Let's go ahead and play this little clip here.
These are illegal Venezuelan immigrants, part of the Tren de Aragua gang, breaking into an apartment complex in Aurora, Colorado. At least that's what the current narrative going viral on Twitter is right now.
They're armed and ready. They'll try to wipe your windows and then come rob you.
I see that bullet hole in my bedroom window, huh?
That's a bullet hole right there?
We've been terrorized. Gunshots, the trash piling up.
Every time we try to go to bed at night, we have to keep it like this so nobody can kick in the door.
Besides this incident caught on camera, is Aurora in flames right now? Have Venezuelan gangsters conquered the entire city? And are the Hells Angels actually on their way to enact vigilante justice on this gang while the police sit by and do nothing?
This Venezuelan gang has indeed taken over at least some of the buildings. You're saying at least 2 of the 3. And what I just heard from you is you don't know how they ended up there. And you even made a suggestion that they could have been sent there.
But what we're learning out here is that gang members have not taken over this complex.
The city of Aurora is contradicting itself on the extent of Venezuelan gang activity in that city. The mayor told Fox News this week the gang is collecting rent at a troubled apartment complex. The interim police chief, in a video press release, says that's not happening.
In an attempt to clear confusion and figure out myself
Come
what
on.
is and what is not fake news, I pulled up there myself to find out.
Fist up, guns down. You see that? Fist up, guns down. United we stand, divided we fall. Stop the gun violence. We're in it. We have all these ominous posters indicating some mass violence out here.
This
I'm sure we
property
don't know
protected by
what we're going
veteran.
through it. So the surrounding neighborhoods, I'm sure, have a lot of opinions on what's going on here.
All right,
Probably a lot
we'll
of the
bring
negative
that down.
attention that has been brought. Also, there's not a single source of media.
Right.
Yeah. So there's a problem going on. And at the time of this show, there are Venezuelan gangs taking over in Chicago and a number of other cities. But I know for sure Denver, Aurora, where's that at? Aurora is right next to Denver, right? So they're taking over, man.
You know that Trump has been saying about them emptying out prisons and mental.
Yeah.
They proved it today.
Yeah.
That I think it was on InfoWars. They proved it.
Yep.
You know what he's been saying for like 2-3 years, that they are emptying out their prisons and
100%.
busting them right to the border.
100%.
You know, completely different topic, but I just realized something. A little bit of a production note. Because we lost power and where I decided to set the cameras up, it makes you look like regular people, and both Georgie and Patrick look like
they're far away.
Halflings.
All right. So the next article we've got.
Zoom in just a little. I would like to leave the table so you tilt down a little bit. But...
You want me to move left or
No,
right?
no. You just look smaller than them. You look like you're
He's
hobbits.
zooming in on you. You look small.
Yeah, you guys look like hobbits.
That's better. All right, so Venezuelan gangs bum rush America. Exclusive report. This is the one you're going to play at the break, correct? Or that's a Brown report.
No, that's a Brown.
You're going to play the
I got
Reese report.
Reese. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
So, anyways, there's
Oh
there's
my
Psycho.
God.
Psycho Shill.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Venezuelan
Psycho Shill. But yes, these gangs are bum rushing. So I have it on good authority, but I don't have all of the information in place. But I have it on good authority that we actually have 2 hotels in Brighton that are housing. What's the term? Coffee? So
Newcomers.
Newcomers.
Sir,
Okay.
Illegal aliens.
And,
Yeah, people who did not come here legally. Let's talk about this. George, you were recently criticized, and Larry, our good friend Larry, came to your defense. Somebody on Facebook tried to point out some stupid, erroneous thing about what
That was me that's back in Georgie.
Was it you that did that on Facebook?
Oh, I don't.
No, on
I was
Facebook.
back in Georgie in the real about somebody talking shit about Georgie.
They were talking shit online.
This is what I heard. I never had the chance to read that.
Okay.
But they're saying, according to my neighbor, he was telling me kind of briefly, and he said to me that a lot of people back you up, and they're saying that, oh, I'm from a foreign country, I don't speak very well English, and I heard that. Don't get me wrong, you or Larry told them that he is from a foreign country, but he is an American citizen now. He came in a legal way in the United States, and it's nothing to talk anymore about him. And I heard that the lady has a name that makes her look like she's related to Larry with the same last name.
Okay.
It's Casey Helton who did it on X, and her little fake name is Sherry Parsons on Facebook.
Okay, I don't know who it is, but they are Sherry Parson, they are Kimchi.
Yeah.
Another one might be Fuck Me, or I don't know what they would have.
Yeah.
What was that one? No, what was that one? It was the humping bear or something like that. What was it? It was a Twitter.
Oh, and also,
not Twitter.
also John King chirped in on X right after Casey.
About George?
Yeah, he said, I had to turn off my Siri or something. He put a one-liner. You know, John King, he used to have a podcast. He used to be in 93, and now he's a silly freaking newspaper, Michigan.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's
talking
like,
about a guy with 4 languages and fuck communists.
I'm open, and whoever put that one, I'm open anytime to discuss face to face to see. I'm living in 24 years in the United States, and every comment that I made in Facebook or wherever I put is my name. I'm not afraid to put my name. Come in the front of me and let's compare the achievement between you that you were born in the United States and me that I'm 24 years in the United States. Let's start from what I achieved. Let's start from education. Let's start from my family and where I'm working.
Escaping communism.
And let's start from the friends that I have all over the United States. And it's not any major city in the United States that I can go and won't find my friends or won't find people.
Absolutely.
So come, if you have a balls or you think you have a balls, if you don't have, I bring you a pair of balls just to put,
borrow them from one of your beta male friends and
just to put over there to think that you become a man for a second. And
he
let's talk
using
face to face. My achievement and her or him or she or he, she or I don't know what
them
the fuck,
and whatever. Yeah.
what the fuck they call themselves.
What do you think?
And see the achievement between
having
each other and put a pair of balls and put your face over there.
With your balls.
No,
or put your
I get
face
it.
on
I'll help with the balls.
Yeah, right.
or put your face on.
So
these
having been here 24 years, I know we're going to get into some other stuff in the international. I don't want to get into that yet, but
but do you know how much they bothering me?
very nothing. How much?
Because it's not worth it.
No, it's not worth
wasting
it.
time.
No, but it's fun to talk about
with
it real quick,
the,
and then we move on.
What can I tell you? Low life.
Yeah.
Fuck him, Georgie.
Fuck them, Georgie. So we've got these illegals taking up residents in these hotels. What do you? I mean, do we find out what hotels they are and
it's a problem when it becomes like it is in New York, where they're stealing all kinds of stuff, scooters, motorcycles, bicycles, what have you, and parking them in front of the place. And the New York Police Department went there to try to confiscate some of these, and they poured out of the hotel in droves and beat the heck out of these New York Police cops. And within a couple hours, I think 7 of them were arrested. In a couple hours, they were let out.
Of course.
It was on InfoWars today. 3 out of 4 crimes in Manhattan or somewhere are immigrant crimes.
Yeah.
3 out of 4.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
But if government decides to move those people from where they are located, or to move outside of our country, they can do just this in a couple of days. But they don't want to do it.
They don't want to do it.
They don't want to do it.
No, they
want to create a chaos right now, especially in the front of the election. And God helps us if we have election.
And if they get them, if they are here long enough to be involved in the census, they can gain up to 18 new seats in blue districts.
Yeah.
But they have to be legal citizens at that point.
Not for the counting of the census.
Yeah, census.
They just
count bodies.
They just count bodies.
No.
And so they care less.
Yeah.
They only care about the voting from the standpoint of how many they can forge, and if they have a warm body that's in there impersonating somebody, because they can make a bunch of ballots. And we've seen it where they just the same signature on multiple ballots.
And they're gambling on the future because they're starting to lose some minorities, a lot of people, the whites and whatever, that are really low income, and we're constantly Democrat voters are seeing the game. So they're going to start losing them, but they're in the future, they got 10 million sitting there if you don't get rid of them.
Correct. Yeah, they've got
minus 300,000 kids they can't find.
Yes. Now look at this.
300,000
Oh,
kids?
there you go. Right
300,000
there.
kids.
300,000.
So we have this investigative journalist was on InfoWars today. Discovers the last location of 8,000 children disappeared by Kamala Harris. I want you guys to go check that out on InfoWars. It's one of the top ones today. It was a great interview.
Yep, it was good.
Is this just a little clip of it, or is this the whole thing? Anyway, it's from Real Muckraker is the guy. Where's his name at?
That was good.
Everybody went crazy when when the video from Aurora was shared of all these military-aged men walking around armed, busting down a door. And obviously it's horrible. People need to understand that is not an anomaly. That's happening across the country. So we've been knocking across over 10 different states with this list that was provided to us by a government insider. The list has the names of over 8,000 illegal alien children, the addresses that they were delivered to. We've been knocking all across the country over the last 3 months. And the apartment complexes that we go to, basically every time, are essentially what you see there in that viral video from Aurora in Colorado. My point is that is not an anomaly. That is across basically every state now. I say basically, maybe it's not in Alaska. I'm not too sure. I've never been there. But pretty much every state in the continental United States, you have apartment complexes just like this. And the areas that we would knock looking for the children that we are going to show in this documentary live in apartment complexes just like this. I have story after story. So many stories that I've forgotten all the details at this point. But this type of stuff is happening everywhere. We basically investigated a trafficking case in Florida. And to give people some context here, this is a case that was referred to the Department of Health and Human Services over 3 years ago. Homeland Security had also been referred to this case and apparently was investigating it and got nowhere with it. They did absolutely nothing. They did some preliminary knocking, probably just showing that, we're out here, we're trying to do something, but they got absolutely nowhere. They didn't find the kids.
They don't want the truth.
I
It
don't wanna find
myself
them.
and 2 other men, just some hardcore journalism, going out there knocking and using our brains to find these kids and being able to pull off what Homeland Security was unable to do. And we got the stories from 2 of these children that were delivered into a trafficking ring in Florida. This is a Guatemalan man who has received many kids. Confirmed he's received, or his network has received around 19 children, but that's based off of the old list that we have. So it's likely that they've received many more. And these children were telling us, we got here, and immediately there was a debt slapped on our head. Over the last few years, we have been basically in debt servitude. They've been threatening us,
Anthony
continuously
Rubin?
Yeah,
for
Anthony
this
Rubin.
debt.
It's behind
And,
that.
the story goes on and on, but at a high level, that's what we got. And we were able to find 2 of these kids. Again, Homeland Security was unable to pull this off.
I love how his text actually picks up. It picked up his ums too. It
Yeah,
wrote its ums.
yeah.
The algorithm.
Yeah, the algorithm's getting really good. So Anthony Rubin of muckraker.com breaking this 8,000 kids that they're trying to track down that they don't care.
No.
They want these. Here's something that I was thinking about just now. If we can figure this out. How many active, not generals sitting in an office in a dress, but how many active, actual good military men and women do we have currently in our armed forces? Do we know? Do we? What's the number? 1.5 million?
Oh, you mean
active,
enlisted, active military right now.
Like 1 million something. I don't know.
You remove the administrative dynamic of it.
Right.
Active, actual military carrying guns.
Yeah, not the Pentagon fucks.
No.
Not
Correct.
those guys.
Correct.
No, the guys that are
That's
ground
what
pounders.
enlisted means.
Ground pounders, yeah.
Yeah, ground pounders. What do we?
Yeah.
Is Tim looking it up?
Yes.
Okay, and then let's contrast that with what? An estimated 20 million illegals that have come across the southern border. Now, if you assume that a third are children, a third are women, that still leaves you with
1.3 million.
1.3 million in the military, and on a safe
By the way,
assumption, we have
41% fewer since 1987.
Of course. If we assume a third for children, a third for women, which I don't think it's that high, but let's assume that leaves us with 8 million. If we had take the assumed number of 20 million that have come across the border during the Harris-Biden administration, we got 8 million military-aged men that have come across our southern border, and we have 1.3 million actual military. Does that include reserves?
17.5% is women.
17.5. So it's not even
Nearly
a third.
229,000 women in the armed forces.
Oh no, I was talking about the women and children in the newcomers. Is that the correct term?
Yeah, they're newcomers.
So the illegal fucks coming across the southern
the
border.
ratio?
Yeah, I was saying at least would that be safe numbers?
Yeah, well, maybe 65, 6.5 million.
Okay.
To 20 million.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So 14 million men.
No,
Out
he's
of-
saying
out of the
6.5.
20.
If we take a third women and a third children assumption,
Yeah.
we still have 6.5 million. That would be.
I thought he said that's what were the women and children.
Yeah, they would be
Total of
equally 6
17 17 to 20 million illegal million.
Correct. If we
so
take
far.
the number 20 million and we divide it
Sure.
into thirds,
Sure.
we'd have 6.5 million military-aged illegal men here on the ground. And we wonder why. Oh, I don't wonder, but I mean, we have to point out that we have hotels full of them, and not only are they full, they're going into other they're going into apartment buildings at gunpoint and saying, "You pay rent to us now.
Right.
I'm in charge. See, okay, I am in charge. You pay rent to me now."
Yeah.
I mean, what are we doing here? And Aurora's having. There's multiple stories on this. Let me cut back to my screen.
But you're
here.
saying that it's 1/3 men. It would be 1/3 women and children, 2/3 men.
No,
coming across the border.
Yeah, it's more men than it is
More
women.
men.
And children.
I understand that completely.
So then it's
I'm
12
giving right, but
million
I'm
men.
saying in a ratio of just safe ratio.
Okay.
Of women, children, and men.
Yeah.
Let's just go a third across the board. I know it's not that low.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
I'm saying, but just to go on a safe side, let's just divide it into thirds.
Yeah.
I know the men, military age men are
It's at least
upwards
50%.
at least 50%, if not 60 or
Yeah, yeah,
70.
so
You know, and the children are being trafficked across, and the women. The only reason they're bringing the women and children across is to traffic them.
Yeah.
But the
anyway.
military age men coming across, and they're coming. They're
Did you see what Nancy Pelosi said on this subject about it was the $150,000 in California given to illegals for a home? And they go, well, those are illegals. And she goes, well, we hope that they won't be for long. Those are
Really?
exact words. You can find it. She was being interviewed about the $150,000 loan or whatever to help illegals get a house in California that was voted on in there, whatever. Right?
Yeah.
And he goes, well, those are illegal. She goes, well, we're hoping they won't be for long.
Right.
Isn't that
Wow.
nice? So
that's
a good
wonderful.
little liberal in California it's lived here all his life, can't get $150,000 loan.
Yeah.
So when are they going to wise the fuck up out there? Or here?
But they're that's the problem is we've got these idiots. You know, that's why we read some of the things. It's easier to fool people than to convince them they've been fooled.
Yeah.
Talking about the kids that are missing.
Yeah, 8,000 on just one list from a whistleblower.
I don't want to panic anybody, but I want you guys to watch in Netflix is a show they call The Marked Heart.
The Marked Heart?
Yeah, it's about the organ trafficking in Colombia.
Oh,
so they
Yeah.
pretty much. Those kids, I hope that they find and I hope they're good. But I think that some of those kids went to disassembly shop.
Mm-hmm.
It's not hard to not believe.
Well,
if some fucker wants gonna pay $100,000 for a kidney or something with a rare some rich fucker,
right?
It's not hard.
Oh, it's
somebody
a
cutting
series.
up
It's a series.
Well, and think
isn't
about
it,
it,
George.
Yeah, it's a TV series.
TV series.
On Netflix.
The Heart is Marked.
The
I'm not
heart
watching
that's
it.
The
marked.
Market Heart.
The market heart.
Market Heart.
All right. Yeah, guys, check that out. I'll check that out.
On
the
that subject, real
Mark
quick, do you know how many
something like this.
many vaccines are manufactured? It was on InfoWars too, I believe, from aborted babies, tissues and parts and
I thought the vast majority of them, almost all of them.
There's a ton of vaccines that are made from aborted
Baby parts.
fetuses.
Yeah, and one of the reasons that
Big ones, like arms, legs.
that the big leftists want to push for the late term or post abortions is because they can harvest more parts of the babies after they're partially born.
After the females have a birth, what they call the placenta is removed, and I heard that with the placenta, the hospitals make a big money too.
When my first was born, the doctor offered us the placenta because if you cook it and eat it,
it's really healthy.
It's really healthy, actually.
Yeah,
I was like, no thanks.
Because it's weird. It's weird here in our country, but it's very normal in most.
Especially
You ever heard
with
about
the
that movie?
females.
Yeah, I have not. It sounds a little
I
strange.
watched all my kids born, and the first one's got the
No,
out in Washington.
that is
He hands the pen and goes, "That's okay, man."
that is with females after the birth. There are certain females that go in depression from changing the hormones during the pregnancy and everything.
Yep.
And I know from back home, to change and to be normal again, they give it to them a piece of placenta to eat it, and they turn back again and eliminate all the time of the depression that they go for months.
I first heard about it years ago. I was in my late teens, and my actual youth pastor did home birth, and they had the placenta in the freezer, and that was the plan.
Well, I worry about what Jeremy's going to be cooking up.
Uterus pops.
We've got a lot of things we find are taboo, and then you find out there's a lot of health benefits for that. I was explaining some healthy techniques to some people, and I go, I know it sounds gross, but these are actually really good. Like if you get stung by a bee, immediately
Piss on it.
get some urine and touch it to your tongue because it has the antivenom in it.
There's an insect with two penises that could
Thank you.
pee on it.
Do you know what?
Are you looking to borrow one because you're talking so much about that?
He's jealous. Come on.
Do you know what?
Find stuff they couldn't answer because it pissed me off.
Coffee.
Yes,
Do you know what mammal the female of the species actually has a penis as well as the male does?
A mammal?
Mm-hmm.
Basically asexual then? What? Male and female parts?
The female has a penile extension
No, I don't.
Hyenas.
Huh?
Hyenas.
Oh, really?
That makes sense because we've got one with a penile extension right now running for office.
Yeah.
She's a cackling hyena.
That's a good one. I didn't know that. Really?
So the last report that we looked at, 8,000 kids, and I want to move fast because we got a lot of stuff on here and get to the Hanlon's razor and explain that. But last report, 8,000 children missing, right? You guys can look that up, muckraker.com. The next one on InfoWars, if you guys didn't know this, I've been following this story since it started, but Jeremy Brown was approached by the feds back before January 6th. They wanted him to be basically a Ray Epps type person.
Oh.
He recorded them, exposed them, and then they came after him and planted evidence in his house.
That's right.
He's going to court tomorrow, so be praying for him.
I went to school with a Jeremy Brown, different one. He was our running back.
In December 2020, federal agents knocked on military veteran Jeremy Brown's door and asked him to be a paid informant for the government. They asked him to infiltrate some groups involved in a January event. Mr. Brown recorded the conversation, went public with it, and the feds have been after him ever since.
Yeah.
Here's what I want to contrast, okay? Department of Homeland Security couldn't find children on a list that a couple of news reporters for Muckraker went and found.
Yep.
Found the guy who had some of them, found the kids, found them, right? All of the resources of the federal government, they couldn't find us. They go to this guy's house. Look at this. After an illegal search, we know about illegal, it would be a newcomer search, right?
Yeah,
okay. After an illegal search of his home 3 years ago, the same federal agents who Jeremy exposed on video allegedly found unregistered explosive grenades and national defense documents. As a result, Jeremy Brown was sentenced to federal prison. While there, he filed an appeal which included evidence proving the federal agents planted the unregistered explosive grenades and national defense documents during their search. Surprise.
You're shocked.
How can they do that?
Oh my
Those are
goodness.
such a good
It's
people.
Gestapo.
Huh?
It's like remember how you're familiar with those tactics, having lived
How many
in
do you want?
communism. Last January, he went public with this information. Quote, the grenades were tested for DNA and the FBI's own experts found 2 male specimens on the DNA on the grenades. None of them belong to Jeremy Brown. They found a dog hair underneath the grenades. Mr. Brown has 2 dogs, so the FBI got a search warrant, and they took over 50 samples of his dogs and determined that the hair on the grenades was not from his dogs. They found carpet fiber on the tape around one of the grenades, so they got another search warrant, cut out a piece of Jeremy's carpet and compared it to the fibers that was found on the grenades, and what they determined was it wasn't a match. Criminal count 6, 7, 8, and 9 were allegedly found on a compact disc they were claiming Mr. Brown carried with him through the desert of Kuwait and Afghanistan for 17 years.
What? Yeah.
And there isn't a scratch or a hint of discoloration on it.
In a grenade.
A pristine
on the CDs.
disc.
Oh, CDs.
Compact disc that he supposedly carried around for 17 years.
And there were
no discoloration, no
brand new.
scratches.
No scratches.
Yeah. So Greg Reese has a report. Is this in the? That's not in the break media.
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay. His appeal was granted, but Jeremy has been kept from his lawyer, and the crooked U.S. Justice Department hopes to silence him in the D.C. gulag. His trial begins at 9:30 tomorrow in Washington, D.C. If you can go there.
The real tomorrow?
Yeah, real tomorrow. Yeah. Here's what he had to say. What I'm going to do is I'm going to testify to the truth and the reality of January 6th and my involvement, not only with the Oath Keepers, but also my involvement with the federal government as they attempted to recruit me prior to the January 6th events, unbeknownst to me at the time. He knew he was being recruited for something, but they told him something in January. They didn't tell him what it was for. But of course, it became very clear that after the events of January 6th, what had happened. So they know this. They know that I have a recording of this, and they do not want my story to get out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I've made it very widely known that I'm utilizing this opportunity to get on the stand in a misdemeanor trial to make the truth known to the American people on the record under oath. So that's Jeremy Brown right there. They're trying to railroad him the way that they've done all of the January 6 guys. And this is Banana Republic we got people from a Banana Republic taking over apartment buildings, and we've got the courts operating as Banana Republics, and they can't find 8,000 kids that have been smuggled into this country that 2 reporters find in a matter of days. But they're going to go through this guy's, toilet paper
he's in
droppings.
jail right now? He's in, oh, man.
Probably he might be also in the case of abducting our governor, too.
He may be tied to
that.
He's probably tied to that governor.
You have to go slow and step by step, and
you're right. I just didn't connect the 4 million dots that it takes.
How true.
16 degrees of separation. Yeah. It's
Kevin Bacon was involved.
Exactly.
I'm surprised he's still alive.
That's true.
Very true, because they will starve you and kill you in those gulags.
Well, that just have some fucking loser that doesn't have nothing to lose.
Well, he
to
may
come up
not.
and stab
I mean,
you at lunchtime,
he may.
fucker. They'll give him the ship.
I wonder if one of the things they're trying to do is send messages, because I mean, look at the Oath Keepers, and he even points out being tied to the not only with the Oath Keepers. I guarantee you they were trying to get him to infiltrate the Oath Keepers as one of the big ones, because look what they did with the Oath Keepers. They railroaded the leaders of Oath Keepers who weren't even there.
Right. Weren't even in
the leaders, like 3 of the leaders of Oath Keepers were not in DC on January 6th, and they sentenced them to 20 plus years.
Oh, you want to hear something? I don't know.
It might be they were over there, but in the other place where we're
of course
thinking might be AI over there.
Maybe, but then you know what they said? The jurors said.
It's very
the lack of evidence is the evidence.
Oh yes, that's right. That's so
Did you
good.
see? I wrote a note. Trump to tap Elon Musk if he gets in to investigate Fed spending.
Oh hell yeah!
And if
I saw that.
And if Elon were to get that job, he'd be able to connect a whole bunch of dots real quick, real quick of all this shit.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because it's all about this too. The money, where to go.
You have to be very careful with that, because Elon Musk is only one.
What?
There are a lot of hyenas around.
Oh, 100%.
Fuck yeah, but
100%.
Fuck yeah.
But that's
what's happened with those Boeing guys, with the whistleblowers. They had
disappeared.
Heart attack or they died.
Look at the four FBI agents that have come forth to whistleblow.
So
their lives have
terrified
been
of
destroyed.
They are so terrified. of
They're
Trump.
doing everything that they can to destroy, and they don't. I was talking with somebody about this, where I was involved in 2 lawsuits over the last year and a half. Okay, that I won. Right, both of them, one completely frivolous and bullshit, and the other one involved a builder that we subcontracted off of. Right, so we did the actual work. And the homeowner ended up suing the contractor, saying that they put in the wrong size beam. Well, I'm not an architect or engineer. Met the architect. He said, this is the right size beam. My guys put the beam in. There's nothing to, if you got the size wrong, why am I being included in this?
You have the plan, you have everything. The drawings are over there. So the specification.
My guys put
buy what you have over
exactly.
there.
I was exonerated in one. They at first I was just supposed to do a deposition. Then last minute they decided to include me as a co-defendant. Then after it went through, my lawyer petitioned the court to have us removed from the court case, and with prejudice that you can't bring me back into this, because it's like, I can think of an example, but it's stupid.
You did what you were contracted to do.
Correct. I was not responsible to stop and go, I don't know if this beam meets the specs.
Well, it's just
can we install this? Either way, here's my thing. $5,000. The other lawsuit, $4,500. So I won.
But you lost.
But I'm out almost $10,000 on 2 stupid lawsuits. These fuckers do this all the time to good people.
Mm-hmm.
They sue them into oblivion.
That's right. Yeah.
Look at Michael Flynn. Look at Roger Stone. Look at all of the January 6th defendants.
My pillow guy.
Yeah, look at Mike Lindell.
Yep.
Not only they sue, but they kill the people in January.
They do that. Yeah. And look at the electors. We just went through state convention and elected
Oh, fucking
16.
Alex Jones. Look at Alex
Oh
Jones.
yeah, Alex Jones. Yeah, he owes what $1.7 billion.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you guys are such bullshit. And he never even did anything.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing, there's no evidence they produced 17 minutes where he had 2 guests on that talked about Sandy Hook.
Yeah, Sandy Hook.
Right.
17 minutes where he had 2 guests on. And other than that, he's like, I didn't really cue into that. I cued into it more than I ever watched Alex Jones. I watched it on other stuff and saw the anomalies and saw things that looked suspicious. And that's where I want to get to with Hanlon's razor.
Right.
Hanlon's razor.
Did you have a definition of that?
I do have a definition.
Because I have no clue what you're talking about.
I can pull it up.
Digital graphic of.
I will try to pull it up. I did not have that ready. I apologize.
Whoa! Never apologize.
Never
Gotcha.
explain.
I've waited. I can leave now. I'm out of here. I've
Are you
waited
feeling
6
her
months.
words down? Oh,
I will strike my words, but I will not apologize. No.
What is it?
You know,
It's
the
razor.
whole idea of never apologizing, never explain is when you're not at fault and somebody tries to make you at fault.
Right, I get it.
But when you make a mistake, of course it's
Oh.
honorable to say, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
Easiest way to
I
stop
don't know.
anything and learn the
No.
service is say, no excuse, sir.
Knowing
That
some
means
of
the argument's over. The argument's over.
100%.
No argument. I have no excuse. For my
100%.
action.
yeah, but knowing
Or
some
now
of,
you're left to the mercy of what he.
knowing some of the Duke's actual career, I'm pretty sure he made mistakes he refused to apologize for.
Potentially. So the idea of
Did you find it? Because
Hanlon's razor is this. Hanlon's razor. Okay. Never attribute to malice that which is adequately explained by stupidity.
Get it? Yep.
Never attribute to malice that which is adequately explained by stupidity.
You did that on purpose. You meant to hurt me. No, I was
No,
just being dumb.
that was stupid.
That was just stupid.
You know, and so and I like, it's okay that they use stupidity, but there's another definition that I saw, because this is an old philosophy or term. And so they use the term stupidity, but if you look it up in a couple other meanings, they can say never attribute to malice that which can be adequately explained by incompetence. Oh, get off the screen.
Sharpen your mind. Is that for me?
No.
Okay, never mind.
Incompetence.
I like actually the term better, incompetence versus stupidity, because stupidity it tends to just be a mental.
Stupidity, you are born stupid.
Yeah, you're a
Yeah,
stupid person.
incompetence is something that you try to learn during the life.
Right.
And you have all the experience, and you don't have experience in this field.
Right.
And this is incompetence.
Correct. I can be tasked to, okay, battlefield scenario, and we're all in a room, and somebody comes in and they're all busted up, and they go, hey, you're the smartest guy in the room, and they go, you got to try to put this guy back together. And I go, brains doesn't denote experience or training in medical. And they go, well, you're still the guy, put this guy together. And I put the guy together wrong. Was I stupid or incompetent?
Sure.
Incompetent.
I was incompetent because I wasn't trained. Doesn't mean I was stupid.
No.
So I like using the definition of incompetence better, but I wrote this down as stupid because it still gives the same thing. So what I wanted to bring out to everybody is the vast majority of the crisis that we're dealing with in this country, I believe, falls firmly into Hanlon's razor. We're dealing with a lot of stupid or incompetent people. We're not dealing with a lot of malice. There's malice in the elites.
Well, on that,
There's malice in the people pulling some strings behind it, but the vast majority of people are just fucking stupid that are doing stuff.
I was going to say on that, as far as what's happening with is stupidity, not the other way around. They are just plain fucking
And I think,
stupid
and so
people.
not just
If you're fucking starving and it ain't got better in 3.5 years, and she's saying, when I day one, I'm gonna get all
I'm
the
gonna
right.
fix
What the
all
fuck?
this.
You can't do it right now? Are you that stupid? She could do it right now if she wanted to. Why she got to wait till you vote her in?
because she's stupid.
I mean, actually, you'd have to wait till January 21st, I think, when she takes over. So you're gonna keep starving and stuff, thinking it's gonna change.
Yeah.
She takes all the
How
power
fucking
up to
stupid do you
6.
have to be?
That is stupidity.
That's
Yeah.
stupidity.
Yeah. So I'm looking at. Go ahead, George. What were you gonna say?
No, but it's like January 6th when she woke in the boulevard will give her all the magic power to go and turn around everything that she did for 4 years. Bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
On day one. Wait.
What the fuck?
I got to channel her voice because she is stupid. On day one. I can't. It's just she's too fucking stupid to imitate.
You can't.
You can't do stupid.
Don't try.
On day
Don't try it,
one,
it'll make it-
on day one, I will do everything that I'm not doing right now. I will do all that. The good taxes that I voted for on tips. I'll overturn that, and I will be strong on the border. And I.
And even if you try to do it, you can't because you are so.
I
idiot.
tried her laugh the other day.
Dude, it's too fucking stupid to get it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Patrick.
I will make yesterday today because yesterday was today when it was
Oh.
yesterday.
We-
and tomorrow will be today
Yesterday's
tomorrow.
Tomorrow will be yesterday's, and today's will be
Here you go.
yesterday's tomorrow.
Or the other one.
How are we approaching this issue in a way that we also understand we cannot support and help our young people if we also don't also look at the context in which those young people live and are being raised, which means necessarily.
It's kind of whiny.
Dude,
It is kind of whiny.
yeah, it is. And she is so inept and stupid. We've been doing it on the job site now because we're making progress, and we go. We pulled back some of the material and we're laying out the roof and doing all that stuff, and we're like, we have to unburden what has been burdened so that we can move forward
And
with
burden
what-
someone else with the unburdens.
You have to unburden what has been so that you can embrace what can be.
I think she laughs here. I think I got to laugh.
What was the other one? You know, it's cold outside. If you go outside and feels cold.
Yeah.
You know how?
What do you got?
How can?
Feelings just in-
You did just fall out of a coconut tree?
I love
How
that.
can anybody think that she or that fucking
Tim
I
Tampon Tim
can't
Walsh?
even say-
Tampon Tim.
How the hell can anybody think that she can go up against evildoers like Putin and Xi and
She'll just
she's
laugh at him.
nothing but a puppet.
She'll
You
just
gotta
laugh
be
at
an idiot. She is not going to lead anything.
She's not even a puppet.
She's just
Look at
She's a Muppet.
Muppet show.
laugh.
There's her laugh right there.
How can you?
Oh, did you know that? Did you know that Tim Walsh is actually Kamala's support person?
Do you see his brother?
Oh yeah.
Said people.
Since he got tampons.
He's got tampons in his pocket.
Of course he does.
Did you see his brother?
Didn't you say it was like 4 different? His brother, and then
the general over him, said he is not a leader at all. And
Yeah.
people, there's like 4 guys on, what's her name? Kelly, something, Kelly, whatever. Used to be with Fox, her podcast. They were saying this guy is a pretend military type. He's pretending.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that
he's
as
a
former
poser.
military?
Oh, I can't stand the guy. You can just see communism all over
Who's
with
our,
all this shit.
what would our one buddy Mike call him?
My buddy?
Big Mike.
Oh, Big Mike. I don't know.
Remember Big Mike?
I can't remember.
Something fucking maggot. I think
Maggot?
he was-
Oh, maggot.
Yeah.
No, he's disgusting, and any military guy can just see right through him.
Yeah.
He's a coward.
It's pathetic.
You know, there are other countries that you pretend that you were somebody in military or you pretend that you did something and they figure out and your ass is going in jail for a long time.
Oh hell yeah! Even here, they can be brought up on charges for stolen valor.
Yeah,
it's not as harsh as other countries where they will just behead you. But yes, Patrick sent this to me today in preparation for the show. Teamsters president says he hasn't endorsed Kamala Harris yet because you don't hire someone unless you give them an interview. And she hasn't met with them. So
He was at the RNC
Yeah.
and he wasn't invited to the DNC.
Yeah.
And that's pretty insulting because usually that's the biggest union, right? Teamsters.
Yeah.
you'd think they'd have been smart enough. He would have gave the same speech at the DNC as the RNC because he was like,
he wasn't talking about the candidate. He was talking about the Teamsters.
He was talking about we need to get together, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And
that was a mistake too.
And here's the interesting
because
thing.
they fuck him, he could turn all those people to vote.
Well, I'll say yes, but also I think the vast majority of all of the unions, the rank and file, are all waking up, and there is enough of a majority pushing back on the leadership to say we're fucking done with the Democrats and this leftist bullshit. All of the union guys that I've met over the last 2 years are fucking straight up Trump guys, put Trump stickers on their
UAW for
hard hats.
18 years, but our leadership, they'll take your dues and then they always throw it,
Throw it
I
towards
went
Democrats.
I went back then, they had the head guy for the UAW coming in. I asked the question, I go, how come, they pass this stuff out to give an extra $2 or something? How come you don't put down where my extra $2 can go to?
Yeah. Right.
It just goes to you, and then you put it for, and I was shunned for a while.
Actually, this guy
for even asking a question.
Yeah.
This guy put some balls last week because they decided to stop production of Hemi engine. Did you hear that?
Oh,
Stellantis, since Stellantis took over, Fiat Chrysler and Peugeot is the one that owns 51%, and Fiat Chrysler over 49%. They decided, because right now it's not anymore an American company, it's a European company, and in EU, if you produce engines or cars that bring so much CO2 over the limit that they put,
we got to stop the gas of life.
The company has to pay penalty. So what they're doing now, they stopped the Hemi engine that is bread and butter of trucks in America.
Trucks
and
sports cars.
They are trying to put, now they are going to put 4 or straight in line 6 cylinders turbocharged. They might bring the horsepower and everything, but
it's not a Hemi.
Who is going to buy that one? Because it's not a Hemi anymore. And the market fell down 7% since they decided to stop producing.
Wait, the market reacted to them being stupid?
Yeah.
Okay.
And now the
thank you, Kamala.
The union, the head of union, was talking about the president of
Rant?
Stellantis. I forgot his name. He's a Portuguese guy, and he put some bolts and talk against him, and he said,
"You cancel our program.
You're gonna do that one because this is our bread and butter, and you are so selfish. Because with the money that we made last year, you give to yourself 58% salary increase. The head of Stellantis last year made $23 million.
Whoa.
Wow.
So there are a lot of things going on right now. But what they did with the Hemi engine, they are making a favor to GM and Ford because they are going to sell way much more American produced
Exactly. Was the Charger that
Charger had the Hemi?
Okay.
And
they were going to make the Charger an electric, and they said, but the people were like, oh, when you run a Charger, you got to have this sound. They said they were going to put speakers, in the fake mufflers.
They had a whole,
and you could switch on your sound.
There was a whole movie with Vince Vaughn.
For the sound.
There was a whole movie with Vince Vaughn where they were developing the sound, and they had little not speakers. They have a fake speaker that they put in that you can put in a car that actually just vibrates and gives you the sensation of a sound. It's a low rumble.
Yeah.
You can put it's smaller than a subwoofer, right? And you can put them underneath a seat, and it gives you the feeling of being a subwoofer, but it's not actually producing a sound. It's just vibrating things on the beat. You hook them up to your radio or whatever.
I mean, who would have mufflers that are just speakers? Like,
it's stupid.
You've got to be a faggot.
I mean, this is true. This to me is the product of the fake bacon, the turkey bacon that we've had for years. It's like, really?
Right.
You're going to do all of that processing and color it and do all this shit to make it taste like bacon?
And it doesn't taste like bacon.
And it
Just
doesn't.
stop and eat fucking bacon.
Eat your fucking produce
And
by
so
yourself.
I
I
feel
was-
healthier if it's turkey, though. That's the thing.
I don't know with all the
How?
processing.
I know, but people, it's in a.
Oh,
it's
that's
a
what they
mess.
say?
It's
Yeah,
healthier.
yeah.
Dude, look at all the processed saturated fat. You know what? I'll take my bacon grease down there in the drawer and cook some pancakes and it'll be
I-
fucking awesome.
You're talking about the
That
UAW
got
and all
thrown
that.
out, by the way.
There's a group of people that I know that are, United Auto Workers, retired, and they put a post on Facebook that said that they couldn't. Someone said, I couldn't handle dealing with Donald Trump's voice for the next 4 years, and I responded saying, I will have a hard time dealing with Kamala's cackling voice, telling us that we need to give up 50% of everything we worked our ass off for, so she can give it to people we don't even know coming across that border.
Yep.
And the positive response I got from that was unfreaking believable. By people that would normally want to argue with me, they jumped on the bandwagon in
Nice.
support of, which
Nice.
I was pretty impressed
Nice.
with. I was happy to
Nice.
see that.
Nice.
Yeah.
A long habit of not thinking a thing wrong gives it a superficial appearance of being right
Yeah.
and raises at first a formidable outcry in defense of custom, but the tumult soon subsides and time and your pocketbook makes more converts than reason. The fact that she wants to do we want to explain this real quick? The capital gains bullshit that she wants to do?
Unrealized gains.
Unrealized gains. So
Unrealized
you've got a $50,000 in investments and it bumps up to $100,000. You never pull your money out. You keep it in your mutual fund or your 401k or whatever the hell you've got it invested in. But because it went up in value, you have to pay the taxes on it. That's what she's proposing.
12,500.
And
But
from what
what's more concerning is the person that's lived in their home for 30 years or 40 years or 50 years, and
And
they
it's
bought the
appreciated.
place
Yep.
for $100,000, and now it's worth $500,000, and they want to tax the $400,000
Yes.
to 25%.
Right.
Yes.
Then that's $100,000. Now they got to come up with a mortgage to get for the $100,000 just to pay the government. Then that doesn't end there, because they also want to get rid of the Headley Act and
Oh,
homestead
yeah.
property tax, and they want to reevaluate every home and bring it up to current market standards and be taxed at current rates,
Oof.
Yeah.
full amount.
With the
And
inflation.
so
Yeah.
a lot of people aren't going to be able to keep their house, and so here comes BlackRock.
Exactly.
Yep.
BlackRock and
And
State
they are
Street.
going to get
Vanguard.
everything.
Yep.
Vanguard,
And Vanguard. And then what they're going to do with that is they're taking away all of. I saw a great interview with Russell Brand interview with Tucker Carlson. If you guys haven't seen it, look that
So
up on
good.
X. It was a phenomenal interview.
It's probably on Rumble's.
It's
Russell
on
Brand's
Rumble.
channel.
It's on YouTube. It's on X. And one of the things that Russell said in there was phenomenal. He said he's watching Europe right now being turned back completely into the feudal system where the lords own everything and you just get to lease it or rent it or whatever. You have no property rights. And he said, and in the same vein, they're trying to do that in America where they're just eroding. He said the number one thing that is appealing to America, from him being British, being European, is that property rights.
Yeah.
And they have systematically done everything that they can do to remove the right to own property, the right to keep your, the fact that we have taxes on our property and you can lose your property for not paying your taxes should be a revolutionary thing right there. That should be taking up arms saying, this is fucking bullshit. We're done with this. The fact that she's going to bring in a tax that would either precipitate somebody putting themselves back under debt slavery with a new mortgage or having to sell outright because they can't pay for it. At what point? We're looking at Donald Trump to come in and fix a lot of things, but at a certain point we're going, I keep seeing people post this, and maybe I can pull it up here in a second because I did save it, but it's the same type of, we're being taxed on the money we're being taxed on to be taxed on the,
exactly.
It's like, it doesn't, you're taxing my income, you're taxing the house that I already paid for. You're taxing my car that I already paid for.
You're taxing your food that you go and buy. They already pay the taxes when you got the loan, and now you're taxing all of it.
It really pisses me off as a, fixed income senior.
A lot of
a lot of things. 10 for 1. when I walk in. But whenever you see something like a millage or whatever, you know, you always say it's only going to be another $10 a year. It's only another $75, dollars a year. It's only, well, motherfucker, I think I'm looking at a $60 raise on my Social Security this next year. Yeah. So all your nickels and dimes are killing. And there's ladies down the street, both of them, Tammy and Nancy. Nancy's in her 80s, Tammy's in her 70s. Their husbands are gone. They have beautiful homes and stuff. And they're just getting hammered. They're just getting hammered, just nickels and dimes. Quarters make dollars, you know?
Yeah.
And these young people, oh, well, we need a new playground, type stuff. And it just keeps coming.
But you don't get the new, I mean, even if, we need the new playground. Yeah, I'm not going to get the new playground.
How about in Genesee County where they have the senior services that I pay for on my property taxes?
Right.
So I called them up and said, tell me what senior services is. Well, if you're over the age of 65 and you live by yourself and we have more than 4 inches of snow, we'll send out a crew and we'll have them clean your snow for you.
Okay.
All your driveway. I said, okay, fine, sign me up. I qualify.
Right.
End of the season, I called them up and said, hey, we had a couple of snowstorms that were well over 4 inches. What happened? Didn't see you guys. Oh, where do you live? Fenton. Well, we don't offer that in your area yet. It's just the Flint area. Really? Okay, but I'm paying the tax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I wasn't feeling good 2 winters ago, and I didn't remove that much snow. Took a few days or whatever, and whatever. And I got a bill for $100.
What?
The fine was $25. The administrative fee to send me the bill from 4 blocks away from City Hall was $75. And you should have seen when I wrote the check on the outside of it. Motherfuck, fuck, and fuck you. $75. $25 fine because I didn't have the sidewalks clear, but $75 for They put it in the mail.
It's not easy. It's not easy to use your mouth.
But I wish they had that because I'd be like, I don't have to get out with the
but they didn't. He's paying for it and doesn't get their.
He's paying and getting nothing.
Yeah,
I know.
Did you get any response back from them?
Fuck no.
So I
said, geez, I was hurt.
They don't care.
They don't fucking care. It wasn't like, it's...
And we live in a pretty red district, but they don't fucking care.
That's good.
They don't care.
They're laughing at you.
And you young liberals, you think they care? You wait. You'll find out they don't give a fuck.
Again, Hanlon's razor. Don't attribute it to malice. They just were pushing pencils and doing paperwork. It's just fucking stupid. They don't realize. Somebody in that office passed that a long time ago to try to keep the city, the sidewalks safe and put the responsibility on you and do this other stuff. And at the end of the day, it comes down to incompetence because the reality is they could have gone to the schools on a day like that, a snow day, and had those and found 10 kids that could volunteer and go, you know what, we've got some seniors in our community, and we would just like 10 to 20 kids that can volunteer from our high schools.
Knocked on my door,
and come down
and $30 to help the kid out.
I know.
Say, thank you, man.
Instead, they piss off a longtime resident of the city, and go, really? Go fuck yourself. They didn't make an ally out of you in helping manage a beautiful city and do the upkeep. They pissed you off to the point where you wrote fuck.
Check this out. When you pay your water bill in hell,
yeah.
If you try to pay online, it costs you an extra $7.50.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. $7.50 to do online. What you have to do is either walk it down there, mail it, or you can sign up for, which I do now, because I'm like, are you kidding me? $7.50 when I just go and it's paid like that?
Yeah.
Like anybody else, it's like that.
So
$7.50.
Right, because they have merchant accounts and they want to pass the cost of the merchant account onto you. Yet when you go to the gas station and you pay for gas and it's upwards of $4 a gallon, and their merchant fee on that gas is 2 to 3% per dollar, not per gallon, per dollar, and their margin of profit on that gallon of gas
is nothing really.
Maybe 8 to 12 cents. By the time they hit $4 a gallon, they are making zero and maybe even losing money on that gasoline.
Yep.
They don't put a sign up front that says if you want to pay cash or credit, it's going to be more. You know what they do? They put it on the sign and say cash, and you see the cash price is less. But they don't do the same fucking thing where they say, well, if you're going to use a credit card, we're going to have to charge you more. They give you a break if you use cash because they don't have a merchant account fee on there.
They do the same thing if you have to pay a ticket. Let's say
100%.
speeding ticket, you go over there and you give the credit card and they charge you $4% more.
Correct.
And I was like, holy shit! Even government doesn't believe in the credit cards. They want cash.
No, here's the thing. They're stupidity. It's not malice. It's stupidity. That they don't realize. Listen, motherfucker, you're making money off of all the taxes of this place, and you can't absorb that tax for the convenience of your citizens on most of the time bullshit things that you're charging them for. Traffic tickets, fucking fines for not shoveling your driveway. And you can't go
permits.
You know what? We need to pass a resolution that we've got permits.
Oh god.
That we've got
started on building permits.
We got this covered. Yeah.
Inspections.
Oh, don't get me going on when I built my house. I was like, are you fucking shitting me?
They're out of control everywhere. Try Ann Arbor.
Oh, I bet.
My mother has 4 condos in Ann Arbor, rental properties, right across from the U of M hospital, right around the river. Nice places. But the state of Ann Arbor, they have to get it inspected every couple of years because
of course.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Well, they came in, inspected the condo. Then they went out and inspected the hallways and the plugs. Went and inspected the locker room, laundry room, and they wanted to inspect the boilers, but they couldn't get in there, so they're pissed about that. Wrote it all up as violations on my mother's condo. I called them up and said, "This is out of line." And this gal was like, "Well, sorry, I don't have time to talk to you about it, and that's the way it is." And
incompetent.
Hung up on me, and so I put it in an email and said, this violates Michigan condo law, and it violates the master deed. And her response back to me was, well, you're responsible for the safety of your tenant, even in the entire community. And I said, okay, well, where does that stop? Does it stop at the main road? Does it stop at the front door of the University of Michigan Medical Center? Why not the entire University of Michigan Medical Center? Why not make us responsible for all of the city of Ann Arbor? No, it doesn't. Michigan condo law says that our responsibility ends at the front door of the condo. The master deed says the same thing. If you want to go to court and fight over this, I'll be glad to do that. And then I'm going to be going after you personally for the reimbursement of my time. This is out of line. But, they get this attitude. And they do.
And they're incompetent, stupid.
Yeah.
And then we think that they're to be malicious. No, they've been told a set of rules to follow and a set of procedures to operate under, and then they get so embedded in it, and they're so incompetent and so stupid that they just push forward in it. And I go, at the end of the day, this is a person that probably is like an average person. They're just like, okay, life is, like this. But this is my job, sir, and they get jaded and they get full of it. Doesn't give them an excuse. But I'm trying to let people know that, you know what? We gotta take these little battles and we gotta fight them where we can and prevail where we can.
I gotta leave at 9:30.
I think putting fuck on their envelope was a bridge too far.
It was all over the place.
I like it.
A whole bunch of motherfuckers.
We're gonna take our.
What are you gonna do? You swore at me? Fuck you.
You could have paid them in pennies. I mean, it is.
That's fun to do.
Yes, I could do that. I gotta go at 9:30.
Yeah, I know.
My last slot is smarten up people. That's it.
Smarten up, people.
Jesus Christ. Smarten up.
All right. We're going to take our one and only break and refuel because I'm almost out of vodka.
I've lost some.
And for all you people that joined late, there's one insect with 2 penises.
Thank you. That's very informative. All right. So we'll take our break now.
I've lost some functionality.
Did you lose functionality? There we go.
No, it's just playing it. It's not showing it.
This is my brain. All right, we'll see.
I've lost.
We are now living in a time when foreign gangs can cross over our border and seize people's property at gunpoint with no fear of the law.
This video has been making the rounds online since yesterday. Shows armed men walking through a building, knocking on doors, than entering an apartment. These men are part of a dangerous Venezuelan gang, and their numbers have been growing steadily because of the crisis at the border.
There have been rumblings of new gang activity in Aurora all summer. Officials have skated around the topic, but now there's video and victims they can't deny.
It's really like being held hostage.
Cindy was a prisoner in her own home. She's lived in this building at 12th and Dallas for years. This summer, when crime got worse, Cindy got cameras. Doorbell video shows a group of armed men forcing their way into her neighbor's home. Another night, her camera outside captured two men approaching a vehicle, guns drawn.
What I am told is that police leadership put it out that no less than like 3 or 4 officers could respond to one of these complexes. I now have other property owners, other apartment complexes calling and telling me the same kinds of things.
Food is the biggest commodity over there.
Cindy says she survived the ordeal by staying quiet, giving them food and bed bug spray. Every night, praying she'd hear sirens.
They left us there to die.
In her new home, far away, the peace she feels is fleeting. Because for so many others, she says there is no escape, no solution, and no sign that help will ever come.
The people working to defund the police are the same people bringing in millions of foreigners without any expectation to assimilate. These foreigners are being given money, education, and homes, while tax-paying American citizens are being kicked out of their homes and losing their jobs. Property taxes generate approximately 75% of a city's funding. And as the job market, home sales, commercial real estate, and the entire U.S. economy continues to plummet, the average American citizen will no longer be able to pay the city's taxes, and city governments will become desperate. Right on cue, the federal government announces it will be giving out hundreds of millions of dollars to cities willing to take more migrants. This isn't new. The Department of Homeland Security, who is supposedly tasked with securing the homeland, has already given out a
This is my brain.
We are now living in a time when foreign gangs can cross over our border and seize people's property at gunpoint with no fear of the law.
This video has been making the rounds online since yesterday. Shows armed men walking through a building, knocking on doors, then entering an apartment. These men are part of a dangerous Venezuelan gang, and their numbers have been growing steadily because of the crisis at the border.
There have been rumblings of new gang activity in Aurora all summer. Officials have skated around the topic, but now there's video and victims they can't deny.
It's really like being held hostage.
Cindy was a prisoner in her own home. She's lived in this building at 12th and Dallas for years. This summer, when crime got worse, Cindy got cameras. Doorbell video shows a group of armed men forcing their way into her neighbor's home. Another night, her camera outside captured two men approaching a vehicle, guns drawn.
What I am told is that police leadership put it out that no less than like 3 or 4 officers could respond to one of these complexes. I now have other property owners, other apartment complexes calling and telling me the same kinds of things.
Food is the biggest commodity over there.
Cindy says she survived the ordeal by staying quiet, giving them food and bed bug spray. Every night, praying she'd hear sirens.
They left us there to die.
In her new home, far away, the peace she feels is fleeting. Because for so many others, she says there is no escape, no solution, and no sign that help will ever come.
The people working to defund the police are the same people bringing in millions of foreigners without any expectation to assimilate. These foreigners are being given money, education, and homes, while tax-paying American citizens are being kicked out of their homes and losing their jobs. Property taxes generate approximately 75% of a city's funding. And as the job market, home sales, commercial real estate, and the entire U.S. economy continues to plummet, the average American citizen will no longer be able to pay the city's taxes, and city governments will become desperate. Right on cue, the federal government announces it will be giving out hundreds of millions of dollars to cities willing to take more migrants. This isn't new. The Department of Homeland Security, who is supposedly tasked with securing the homeland, has already given out $1 billion to city governments in return for taking more migrants. And there will be billions more given out. This incentivized plan of self-destruction is scheduled to last another 2 years. The Venezuelan gang violence in Aurora, Colorado, is already spilling out to the surrounding suburbs. And Aurora is just one of many. There are hundreds of sanctuary cities, counties, and states, all of which are losing money. And the funds being given out by Homeland Security will not cut it. They will only increase the amount of mouths to feed. As it turns out, the cost of feeding and housing tens of millions of people is unsustainable. And as the money starts to run out, things will get much more dangerous. John Williams predicts we will be seeing more demand for gated communities and private security companies.
A lot of these, new residents are coming from a harder world. They're coming from the El Salvadors of the world, the Venezuelas of the world. These countries where they know a lot of hardship, and they've come here for a better life, and they're going to do what they have to do to achieve that better life. And as we walk into the winter, it's going to be real cold in San Francisco, in Denver, New York City. And if they don't have shelter, they're going to take it, most likely. I mean, if the food cuts off, if the shelter, becomes harder to come by, if all of these, perks and things that were promised go away, it's going to be a free-for-all.
Last year, 139 mayors officially told Congress they need more money to provide food, housing, and other services to their growing migrant community. They wrote that both city government agencies and local nonprofits are overwhelmed and cannot provide the most basic assistance.
Where do you see all of this going? Do you think that this video right here is the end? Or do you think that this situation is very well the beginning? It's only 3 months until winter. These cities, they're going to get really cold.
Reporting for InfoWars, this is Greg Reese.
He has lost his privileges, and it should be taken down. And the bottom line is that you can't say that you have one rule for Facebook and you have a different rule for Twitter. The same rule has to apply, which is that there has to be a responsibility that is placed on these social media sites to understand their power. They are directly speaking to millions and millions of people without any level of oversight or regulation. And that has to stop.
The man who actually funded her and financed her was a man called Stephen Phillips. He was an open Marxist-Leninist, very closely affiliated with a pro-Chinese communist group called the League of Revolutionary Struggle. And he was very good friends of a young radical named Maya Harris. He knew Maya Harris's family very well. And of course, Maya was the sister of Kamala Harris. Well, Steve Phillips, in the early 90s, he led much of the League of Revolutionary Struggle into the Democratic Party. They changed the name of the organization. They became a group called the Unity Organizing Center, and many of them moved into the Democratic Party, as did Steve Phillips. So they understood, and I've been saying this for several years now, that Kamala Harris would be the candidate for the Democrats in 2020 because she's part of the Steve Phillips stable. She is one of his proteges.
I have seen the work of Power Pack around the country. It really is the work that inspires a lot of people to even consider the fact that they could be leaders and know that if they choose to take that step, there will be support for them. And the support will be broad, and it will be deep, and it will be significant.
We can see what is possible unburdened by what has been.
So you can see the possibility of a world that's unburdened from its own history, which is exactly what Mao Zedong did when he launched the campaign of Smash the Four Olds, the four old characteristics of Chinese society. They're going to make the new man, as a matter of fact. People could become unburdened by what has been so that they could see what could possibly be in the terms of a socialist utopia.
There has never been a full accounting for the chaos of the Cultural Revolution or for Mao's most disastrous policy of all, the Great Leap Forward, his attempt to modernize China's economy that led to famine and, say some historians, the deaths of at least 45 million people.
Your gun control agenda? Yeah, I think it's a great idea. But I mean, listen, I don't think we lack for great ideas. As I've said many times, we've been having great ideas for decades. The problem is that Congress has not had the courage to act. And that is why, from the beginning, I have said, my agenda includes attempting to get Congress to act, but if they don't within the first 100 days of my administration, I'm going to take executive action. Because what we need is action.
This is my brain.
And we're waiting for folks to come back to the table. We have a whole bunch of three-ring circus bullshit going on during the break. So my buttons weren't working, so I had to restart that break. The OBS was freaking the fuck out. We got two gentlemen at the table.
Georgie and I are back. Georgie, got a mic up so I can get you unmuted. Yeah, Mr. Coffee's departure for the evening.
George's phone was having some
major
it's
issues.
An Apple, so it's a POS.
He called 911 already.
Yep.
But we know a few of the sheriff's deputies, so if they show up, we'll be all right.
Oh, but I don't know how the 911 went through my wife's phone. My wife and my son were coming here now.
Oh, did you talk to him?
Yeah, I talked with Team's phone. I said, they're trying to call me.
Yeah. Your phone. So it's sending, well, that's the iPhones are connected shit. So it's sending an alert to them. Wow. They're all freaking out.
You don't have to freak out. Today I was reading in the news that Google and Facebook hear every conversation from your iPhone, from your phone.
Of course.
They can hear everything.
Yeah. And they're recording keywords and they're making sure. And then they, oh yeah. Dude, I will search something on the computer and then go on my phone and there'll be an advertisement.
Yeah. I was searching in my computer, in my phone. I was looking to buy a welding machine.
Mm-hmm.
I sold the other one that I haven't. I have this. I won't try to buy this one. And anytime that I open Facebook, it's taking me through the welding machine that I want to buy.
Of course. It's just being helpful. It's just being helpful. Just being predictive. All right, we're all back. Well, Coffee left, but we are all back.
Mr. Coffee left for a coffee.
Mr. Coffee has found a scenario that's working really well for him to get sleep. It's one of the things he struggled with for
a
long time, and he's found a
schedule and a
really,
pattern.
A really good schedule and a pattern for his sleep, and so he is.
Oh, good for him.
He tested it last night and it worked, and he's wanting to test it tonight. So he's like, I'm not staying late. I'm taking care of it. So
goes to bed at a certain time. Is he, what is he have something he's taken to help him out?
Involves some gummies and I think a single beverage.
Okay. Well, anything that works.
Yeah, exactly.
You shotgun some moonshine and
no, but yes, but no. So as we left, we don't want to attribute to malice that which can be explained by stupidity. So in honor of that, Alex Jones posted this on X. Ending slavery in the United States ended 158 years ago, but it's still practiced in Africa and the Middle East. And never forget that Kamala Harris family were major slave owners in Jamaica. This is all about divide and conquer when they talk about this. What are they talking about? They're talking about reparations. Thought I switched it.
What is the name of this guy? He's 100 years old and he is still in politics. The left-hand side.
Oh, Sharpton?
I don't know. What
Al
is-
Sharpton.
Yeah.
He looks like.
Yeah. Well, and realize Al Sharpton used to be about 200 pounds bigger. So when he looks like a skeleton with skin hanging off of it, it's true.
Yep.
So I don't even know if I want to even. Well, it's only 20 seconds. All right. We'll
He's
do
about
that.
as radical as it gets.
Let's do this.
Descendants of Africans enslaved. If you elected president, would you sign that bill if it came across your desk?
When I am elected president, I will sign that
What's the bill for?
The cackle.
For reparations.
But in the area of reparations for descendants of Africans enslaved. If you elected president, would you sign that bill if it came across your desk?
when I am elected president, I will sign that
Okay.
If they let you.
So when you're elected president, you're going to sign a bill to give reparations for descendants of black slaves. Where's that money coming from?
You and I.
Yeah.
Because I never owned slaves. My family never owned slaves. My family immigrated here in the 1890s, 1880s, 1890s. George's been here 24 years. Yeah. Patrick, when did your relatives come to the country for the first time?
Oh, my mother is she's French Canadian. She's Iroquois and she's Chippewa.
Oh, maybe there's some reparations for the Native American side there.
Yeah, that one. That's.
Well, they're not going to talk about that.
No,
Just shove them onto a reservation.
Right.
It's just a money grab.
Yeah.
All it is a money grab.
Yeah.
When they say reparations, they say we're buying your vote.
Fine. It was me. It was my ancestors on my dad's side. I'm the one that owned the slaves. There's many slaves named Hanlon out there.
I'm not buying it.
Okay.
Not buying it.
Yeah.
It's the other one. What is the blonde one that she tries to run for president 2 years ago? That she was 0.00001% American, Native American.
You mean Pocahontas?
No, it's the lady that was. She was a teacher, or what was?
Pocahontas. Yeah, Pocahontas. You're talking about
what they call that?
Her real name. Her real name.
Yeah, real name.
She who fakes being Indian.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what.
Not only fakes being Indian, but she went through school.
Yeah, she got a scholarship to go to school, and when
scholarship.
they actually tested her, you're right. It was 0.00. She's less Native American than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It's like, what the hell? Dude?
Right.
She's what the hell's her name? I can see her face.
Yeah, blonde with short hair, with the glasses.
Yeah. Did you see the interview of the lady who wanted reparations, who found out one of her ancestors was on the Mayflower was white? Remember seeing that one?
No,
that
that's
was
interesting.
hilarious.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at a few of these local things here. Why are my buttons all of a sudden not working?
Did your computer?
Your buttons aren't working. My buttons aren't working.
Mine started to work again.
Well, we'll see about that. Did you see Kamala Harris, the clown?
We're watching ourselves.
The clown, a post around. I tried to switch. I'm at least happy that I can. All right. Yep. Okay. You guys are gonna have to help me monitor the chat. Everybody hit that thumbs up in there in chat. We appreciate everybody being in here, checking it out. Here's
Warren. Name was Warren.
Oh, Elizabeth Warren.
Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah, as soon as you said it. Yep. She's a crackhead too.
Yeah.
We covered the Teamsters, so I can get rid of that one. Let's see.
Yeah, it still says chaos on the stream page. Yeah.
Still says chaos. Yeah, and over there on that computer,
Still
it's
says chaos. Oh, that's gonna loop.
How do you do that?
Well, I pulled up the stream to monitor chat, and it was unmuted.
So apparently, my keyboard decided to take a big poopy.
But I still don't smell it.
Well, it's a silent but deadly poopy.
Oh, okay.
That
So
little
yeah,
computer's been challenging you for a while.
it has, but it should be.
We got one third of our viewers that have hit that thumbs up on Rumble.
I know.
I don't know if 2/3 are taking a nap or they don't have opposable thumbs.
Something like that. All right. So, I'm not able to type in right now. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to have to navigate the old-fashioned way. We'll do it the old-fashioned.
Probably it's a cyber attack.
Dude, we probably said BlackRock and too much stuff there, and now we're
Hey, phone's locked.
Phone's locked.
phone's locked. The keyboard stopped working.
Crazy stuff.
Am I back? I manually switched it.
The laugh of
Camellia.
yeah,
Kamala?
as a ringtone.
Kamala.
So Tim, can you pull it up? Because since I can't pull it up, Mike Murphy.
Mike Murphy on
La Casa. So just to give you guys a heads up, if you didn't know this, I think my audience did. President Trump was here a couple weeks ago, and hosted by our sheriff here in the actual sheriff's department. I believe it was in the garage of the police department or the prison.
I
thing.
wasn't there.
Anyways, he has come under fire for hosting President Trump and been asked by La Casa to step down after 25 years. And he voluntarily stepped down.
This effing computer keeps
Freezing up over there?
No, it's because you don't like Chrome and I can't search with Google.
Yeah. So while you're finding that, I just want to read that article real quick.
He was asked to step down and he did.
Just type in Mike Murphy La Casa. I can't get to it.
You don't know what it was. It was Livingston Channel 6.
I literally opened the browser.
Oh, I thought you had it before.
I did downstairs. I literally just opened a new tab on the browser, and it was first article in, I think, Yahoo News.
All right. Well, there's Livingston Channel 6.
Yeah. Was it Livingston Press and Argus or something like that?
This is the Channel 6 News. Livingston
Okay, yeah,
County
that's it.
Sheriff resigns from Domestic Violence Organization Board.
So why?
I don't know why this is so small.
He didn't resign as sheriff. He resigned from a
No,
board.
from the
From
board.
from La Casa.
La Casa board.
25 years of the La Casa board. So La
Yes.
Casa is a domestic violence organization. They help
Advocacy group,
advocacy
yes.
organization. And I believe they do good work. Mike Murphy's been on there for
want me to read?
25 years. Yeah, go ahead.
In the wake of a controversial visit by former President Donald Trump to Howell 2 weeks ago, the Livingston County Sheriff has resigned from the board of directors of a local organization set up to assist survivors of child, domestic, and sexual violence. Sheriff Mike Murphy resigned from the board this week, according to a news release from the agency La Casa Centers. The organization reports his resignation was voluntary. Quote, as a board member for close to 25 years, he's a cop, so as a board member for close to 25 years, I've always been an advocate.
Not even
for
close to how Mike
the
talks.
La Casa. I don't know. I'm just, he's a cop. Right? Using my talents and money to help where I could, Murphy said in the news release. I have never intentionally or unintentionally done anything to hurt the organization, and it's unfortunate that some can't see that.
This is just a leftist hit job.
Yep.
This is a liberal leftist hit job. And whoever at La Casa thinks that just scored points with this community is gravely mistaken. Because Donald Trump is not the one behind the pedophile rings. He's not the one behind the open border that's trafficking women and children who are being domestically abused. He's the one that's wanting to shut that back down like he did in his first term. And for them to say that that President Trump's visit here in any way should facilitate Mike needing to step down from the board
Right.
is complete and utter stupidity. Hanlon's razor.
Yeah.
So they're attributing malice or some kind of intent in having Trump here. He's the 45th president of the United States, who is talking about funding the police, which La Casa should have celebrated because a strong police force doing their honorable job would be allies, and probably why he was on the board for close to 25 years. What else, Tim?
La Casa president and CEO Babette Sherlandit which sounds like that Bobette maybe was Bob Smith earlier, but I don't know that. I'm not casting dispersions. We thank Sheriff Murphy for the years he spent on our board and for recognizing that there is no room for distraction from our critical mission. In addition to his resignation, Trump's visit also triggered an investigation by the Michigan Secretary of State's office to determine if Michigan campaign finance laws were violated.
Hit piece.
Yeah.
Total hit piece.
So, and there's some wonderful photographs from that. And I think that's the reporter that asked that stupid question right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they didn't say anything about, when Biden was here at the union office.
Oh, right.
I think it's a total hit piece. I am on a record, all kidding aside, extremely disappointed in La Casa. I would be I've seen some of the work and advocacy that they've done. They are a staple in this community. To have them make this move is a leftist hit job on Mike Murphy, who's a stand-up, honorable police chief here. They have done a detriment to their organization by making this move, because many conservatives in this county love Donald Trump, know that he is not in any way, not only is he not an advocate for violence of any type, he's the one running on the platform to stop violence, specifically at our border, the trafficking of children, exposing pedophile rings. Okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was Nancy Pelosi, a Democrat, whose husband had to run out of the house because his friend in underwear was coming after him with a hammer.
Buddy with a hammer?
Yeah. Pretty sure that most of the domestic violence
is butt buddy with a hammer.
Yeah. Anyways, let's move on.
Not to derogatorily, make any comments about
again,
violence is a serious thing against women.
Violence is a serious thing, and you want a strong constitutional sheriff that we have here to be an advocate, and there's no proof, there's no evidence, there's nothing that would sully the reputation of La Casa. They don't have to endorse President Trump. I didn't even know that Mike Murphy was I didn't even know that he was on the board of La Casa until he resigns.
So the conflict lies in, of course, Trump's civil convictions for his relationship with women that he did have to pay reparations for, that he was convicted in a civil court for that abuse.
Okay. And if your organization can't see through the lawfare well enough, again, Mike Murphy being on their board of directors is not an endorsement of Trump.
You can see La Casa is having to deal with, the internal Trump haters for any reason.
It's stupid. This is the stupidity. Oh, Trump was convicted in a kangaroo court.
Right.
A chick, what the hell's her name?
I'm not talking about Stormy. I'm talking about the
other one.
Yeah, the other one.
That said he accosted her in a dressing room. The court said it never happened and convicted him on saying that it never happened, and said that him saying it never happened is slanderous to her. This is the same chick, we could play the clip of her, who was on with Anderson Cooper and made him feel uncomfortable, saying that she thought that rape was sexy and that people fantasize about it. Literally, that's her.
Well, it is a kink for some people, yeah.
He said, well, rape it tends to be disturbing. She goes, I think a lot of people think rape is sexy. Well, that's the one that claimed that Trump touched her in a dressing room in New York 25 years ago, 30 years ago.
Right.
And Trump said, I would have never touched her. She's hideous. She's not my type. Never happened. Would have never done it. But they had to change the law in New York in order for the charges to even be brought. He was exonerated on the charges, but then convicted of saying it didn't happen. She's a liar. Well, you slandered her. Am I convicted of the charge? No. Then she's a liar. You're slandering her, calling her a liar. She's a fucking liar. And La Casa can't see that and honor a constitutional sheriff that should be their number one advocate. I'm disappointed. And I'll probably get written up tomorrow. Good. I'll go on record and say it. La Casa's done a lot of awesome work, great work, helping a lot of women. I've done a lot of church work, helping abused women and children get out of situations. Not just as the church, helping out people. So I commend that work
Gene
for
Carroll?
them to, Gene Carroll, for them to make this move and ask our strong constitutional sheriff to step down is highly disappointing.
Very.
Highly disappointing. And I think most of our community will feel the same way.
Tim, before the show will go off, can you do a search for the 3-year-old kid that they found in White Lake?
Yeah.
And
hold on.
they don't know who the parents are.
Yeah,
And
that's
they're-
what Gene Carroll looked like in 1996 when she was accused.
Is that
That's
Trump
Carroll.
actually with her?
Yep.
The one photo.
Yeah.
E. Jean Carroll. She thinks rape is sexy.
Yeah, that's what she looked like then.
Yeah, she thinks rape is sexy. Not my words; those are her words. She thinks rape is sexy. If you get a chance, Tim,
What was I looking up?
he asked you to look up the 3-year-old in.
Everybody is trying. I was reading in Facebook today and yesterday, and everybody is sharing a 3-year-old kid, a boy, that police found behind the house walking at night, and they don't know who the parents are.
Where?
Just yesterday in
No,
Waterford.
but where? What state?
Waterford, Michigan.
Waterford. Here. All right. While he's looking that up,
We can talk about Germany.
let's do that. That's on my list. Yeah.
Right wing.
It's time for the international situation report from George G. What is it, George G?
Yesterday was in 2 states in Germany. One is in Saxon, and I don't remember another name of the other state, where the right wing, conservative, won after first time winning after the World War II.
Okay.
So one of the people that is in the Conservative Party her name is Alice Windel.
Okay.
Very, very smart and very educated and very. She's a doctor. She is a titled doctor. You listen to her when she speaks in Bundestag in Germany. It's amazing. And now they are winning. The right wing is winning in Germany because it looks like they have enough from tree huggers, the Green Party that is over there, and all the liberal side, and people finally start thinking or feeling that they sit in the rock bottom and something has to change. You know that Germany is one of the most payest country in United Europe, but is the country where from after they get paid, the money stay in the pocket of the people is the lowest country. The Greece, you can get paid less in Greece, but you get more
Keep more of
money
your
in
money.
your pocket than Germany.
Well, Germany's in that socialist mentality.
All the country of EU is socialist mentality. Take away Hungary and Czech Republic. All of this, and I don't know. I was talking also something else as a different topic, but I was talking with a friend of mine where last week her son was flying to Poland because he was reserve. What they call this guard.
Reserve guard.
The reserve guard, and a lot of military is going in Polish border right now, and one of the reasons is because I think Vladimir Putin, after when the Ukrainian army went to Kursk and to return back, that moment they said the option to negotiate for peace with Ukraine is out of the options. It's off the table.
And we had a peace negotiation a few years back, and they were ready to sign, and the American government came in there and told
Not only American government,
the little weasel in Ukraine not to do it.
stupid guy, Boris
Johnson.
Johnson, the
Yeah,
guy
no, they-
that used to have the
Yeah, he
head,
doesn't do. Yeah,
like
he doesn't know what a comb looks like.
yeah, no, it looks like a bird nest, like
a bird's nest. So on that Waterford, I found a link to I found a link that mentions this. It's in Facebook, but it's in a Waterford White Lake Highland Holly resale swap Facebook group that I don't have access to, and the content's gone. And then I don't see any other results of it being in the news anywhere.
Okay.
So, but
yeah, it's okay. Probably they found the parents, but
Well,
it
yeah,
was such
Deputy
a cute little boy, blue eyes, blonde hair, but something happened with him. The lips were so swollen because probably he was thirsty or something bitten. And you can see a cute
And they
little
found
kid
him wandering
that
around.
They found in the middle of the night. I don't know exactly, but the police found them at night, and they took to police department. And
Wow.
what he remembers was only his mom's name, and no last name, nothing. And everybody's like, if you guys know anybody, push this news farther so
Right.
we'll find who the parents are.
Okay. Well, hopefully they found him. That would be. Okay. Anything else on the international front other than Germany being? I mean, we could go over the amount throughout the European Union of the Muslim invasion going on there and the knife attacks that are happening continually. I mean, they're having knife attacks and rapes continually throughout Europe. Okay. And I think it was Germany. One of them just removed their recommendation for their women. Their recommendation, official recommendation from their police in, I believe it was Germany. I would like to look it up, but I can't right now. Was to pee on their would-be rapists. That's one of the strategies they told them officially to do. Oh, if you're going to be raped, just piss on the guy. That might deter him. Or sing songs. Or act crazy. Or act goofy. Listen, this is a demon-possessed psychopath coming after you. And you're telling your women to piss on them or sing songs to them? Why don't you take every one of your women and put them in a self-defense class and then put them in a gun training class, have them go get their own firearm? You know, it don't take much to put a little 22 in your purse, in your bag.
I don't think they can have weapons.
Oh, my bad, Patrick. Yeah. We're the only country in the developed
can't.
nations.
You need a real strong reason.
Yeah.
To have a gun and to protect yourself is not a strong reason over there to have a gun.
Right, because why would that be?
Same shit did this Kamala Harris when she was prosecutor in California, or wherever she went.
Yeah.
She said you can get a gun if you don't have a even bigger reason than protecting your life. And what the fuck is the bigger reason protecting your life and the family? What else is more expensive in your life than your life and the family?
There's a whole video of her talking about how she'll just charge you with something, arrest you, and then maybe a couple weeks later she'll just drop the charges, but then she's made your life living hell and no big deal.
Yeah.
No big deal.
You have in your fucking records everything. Nobody will hire you.
Yeah.
Anytime the police will stop you, will go through your records.
Yeah.
And they treat you like a shit.
On my X account, I at least hit the like button, but there's many times that I will save some of them. But regularly on my X account, there are two different ones that I follow, and they post at least once a day, if not 2 or 3 times a day, the amount of rapes and let's see, here's one from the 29th. I guess I can't switch it that way, can I? Because my keyboard's not working. I will switch it this way. Here it is. Was it? Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have to
Oh,
do
that
some
was
more.
yours only, by the way.
Okay, so the woke mind media diversity right here. Rape hell. School girl 16 gang raped and killed by 4 migrants. Insert the term illegal immigrant, who dumped her on a building site to die an agonizing death. Loving migrants. Loving migrants. You do know it's official policy. I don't know if my audience fully knows this. It's official policy in the Muslim communities that you can rape boys that are before the age of puberty, and you can rape any infidel girl because they're infidels. And why not? It's a rape culture. And they don't want to publish this, that rapes are all over the place throughout Europe. As it's a form of guerrilla warfare. It's a form of terrorism.
Hey, they allowed that shit to happen.
Yeah.
Well, they think they look at women because, Muslim women cover their hair and everything in their head and their whole body. And if they see a woman with their hair exposed, that they think that she's promiscuous.
Automatically a whore, a prostitute. And it's your right to train her, to rape her, or to.
Yeah.
But they also do it to their own women.
Yeah.
If here's from European Invasion. I'm just going to scroll up right here. This British girl's name is Holly Newton. Holly was 15. She was successful in school and loved gymnastics. Her compassion for animals was known by everyone in her circle. One day, a 17-year-old boy from Northumberland bothered her. Holly reported him to the police. Why did that fucking switch? Oh, it's over here. I don't have that much control, computer. And reported him to the police. Let's see. One day, Holly was waiting at the bus stop to meet her friend. The perverted boy followed her again, stabbed her 36 times.
Holy shit.
36 times. Holly's no longer with us. And I am completely frozen up. Yep. So that computer is dying on me.
Prudence will help.
Yeah.
For that blockage.
For the blockage? Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, so that thing, it lasts, what, about 3/4 of the night?
Well, I was surprised that the ATEM was working because it was freaking out right.
Was it freaking out?
Before the show.
That's what we got to do with equipment. All right, let's. I was going to bring up this one. Rosie O'Donnell. This is on InfoWars. You guys can look this one up.
Spoon's fault. She's fat.
Rosie O'Donnell says that the Trump shooting was fake.
Did she?
She did. I can't pull it up. I had it pulled up, but yeah.
She wouldn't have said that.
Yes.
How did you figure out that?
I was going to
fake.
play the video for you guys, and
It's gotta be.
can you do that on InfoWars there? It was near the top of the feed. I hesitate with only like 45 minutes to go to shut this computer down, but I'm almost tempted. We think that computer is having a Tim found it where it was
Shit. So it was fake, huh?
the little boy.
No,
Yeah.
it was fake. The shooting Donald Trump.
Oh yes, now you know. Yeah.
Wow.
Because Rosie said it was fake. Rosie said it was fake. Yeah, he must have had a blood packet or something like that, and just squeeze it on his ear as he's going down.
What is this computer doing?
I guess we fake the guy actually shooting at him too.
And after he went home and he drilled with a drill bit the hole.
You know,
How did he do that?
he probably had Mike Tyson hidden in his car to do a little nibbling.
And what
6
about the
days
guy
ago.
that they shot on the roof? Was that fake too?
Mm-hmm.
So the boy that went dead.
Did you find it, Tim?
Not on InfoWars. No.
Wow.
Pop-up beds everywhere.
It just has the two things, but it's in there. That's where my feed was. Anyways,
Can't believe it.
so Rosie O'Donnell says that the Trump shooting was fake.
Hold on. I think I got it.
Got it?
I think I got her Twitter live feed. Come on, really?
I just want to hear her nasally.
Yeah.
Up
And she's
to.
in glasses. Doesn't even look like her.
I know it's weird. It's like looking at Sharpton 20 years or 10 years ago, and then looking at him now. It's like they took Sharpton's head and put it on a skin skeleton.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's weird.
Sharpton is a piece of work.
He's a race baiter.
Yeah.
Like Jesse Jackson and a whole bunch of other ones. They're just race baiters. Anything that they can do to stir up race baiting, and they don't help their communities.
No.
They don't build them up. They don't empower them to be better. They just label them as victims and then do the race baiting bullshit and keep them oppressed, you know, because it makes them money. Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, they're out for the money, you know, and they're slimy scumbags. Did we find anything?
Well, it was on her TikTok is where she posted it, and it was 6 days ago. So I'm not about to play these random clips on her TikTok.
Oh,
I think it would let
I
me
just
play
want
it
to see. I can't bring my
what Rosie looks like?
vision.
Oh,
It's
how
not a
Rosie
pretty
looks like.
thing.
No, it's not.
No, I
It's
just want to see how she looks.
right there. That's her. There you go.
This is the.
This is Rosie over here.
Holy shit! Take it off, please.
Hello,
No,
everybody.
please.
It's Wednesday all day, as my Nana would say.
Oh,
And I'm
that's clever.
home. I'm home.
looks
I'm
like a
home. I got
turtle.
my new Harris Walls hoodie.
Harris Walls.
Got a lot of hoodies.
Got a lot of hoodies.
Yeah, she's not.
Got a lot of hoodies.
Holy shit!
Harris Walls got me a lot of hoodies. Yeah.
These are titled. I thought one of them might be.
Jesus. Anyways, but you know, I want to chalk her up as the in Hanlon's razor as
Oh, here's Trump's ear.
one of the stupid.
Good
She
morning,
looks like
everybody.
a
It's
potato
Tuesday all
wearing
day.
glasses.
I think it was maybe a fragment of something, or
There it is.
but I don't know. Without a scar to be seen, yet blood all over it. Look at the photos of him right after with his fist pumping. A normal reaction, right? To almost being assassinated.
Shit.
Yeah,
There's
for a
something
real
really
man.
hinky about the whole thing.
Hey,
And I don't
hinky.
know what it is, but I am saying
Do you know
this.
that in most
For
of the
people who
cases,
go
when
on
you get shot, you don't feel that you got shot until things start moving, blood coming out or something
Right.
else happen. And especially in the ear, it's not so much nerves here.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can poke with whatever you want, and you won't feel anything right here.
And not only that, the amount of adrenaline coursing through his body
True.
in those first 10 seconds, 15
True.
seconds, while he's underneath there and gathering himself. Fist bump would have been like, you tried, motherfucker, and fight. Hell yeah. But it's not a normal reaction when you're not a leftist liberal like Rosie.
Can you imagine if somebody in the state of Trump was a liberal person?
Dude.
It would be World War III.
Yeah, 100%. So she thinks maybe it was nicked by a fragment because it's Wednesday all day.
Well, I haven't listened to all this.
How did the bullet broke in the fragment when it was a straight shoot? Bullet will break in the fragment when hit something, and after is a fragment.
Yeah.
There was a straight shoot. To
Yeah.
him.
You can't ask logical questions.
Come on.
when they have-
I mean,
no, keep your logic to yourself.
dude, you act like, listen, George, come on. You act like you're some kind of expert that has a lathe and makes your own gun barrels and turns them and does rifling, and that you know about projectiles and do your own reloading. And I just can't allow that type of speculation and silliness to come out of somebody. I mean, clearly, you're not on CNN being an expert panelist.
What
And
do you
for you to say
feel?
that bullets don't fragment, Rosie O'Donnell said it did. George,
She feels it does.
Shit.
I mean, you know, I don't want to force you into an apology because we never apologize and we never explain.
No,
but
fuck them.
Want to be compensated. I'm like, there's no compensation because there's no
It's a 9 minute,
money
9
made.
minute and
We
43
just put it up.
seconds, so I don't know what the rest of it was.
yeah, yeah. All right, here's the article. Yeah, here it is. I got the computer back up and running.
Okay.
I don't know if my playout's working yet. Hold on a second. Don't go to me yet.
It's too late. I'm already there. It's a great logo.
It is a great logo.
I'll put up the picture in just a minute. If you could stop breathing in your microphone, George, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, George is trying to assess his status as
I'm sorry.
his resident.
No, I was hearing my.
Oh, I did have the right video. Look, it's the same shirt and everything.
Yeah. Well, because it's Wednesday all day.
Yeah.
Unhinged C-list celebrity denigrates assassination attempt that elevated Trump to folk hero status. And there's a close-up. I'll be done with that. Anyway, she said, now, I don't know what happened that day, but I don't think it was a bullet that hit him because I'm shriveled up.
Probably it was the bug with two penis.
It was the two penis.
It was
butt- See,
Where's
wait.
Mr. Coffee?
It
Call
was
him.
yeah.
Wait. It was an earwig.
Earwig. I don't know. Without a scar to be seen and blood all over it. I don't know. It
Yeah,
just
that's the
doesn't-
line I just played. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'm mocking her yeah.
Yeah.
Look at the photos of him right after with his fist pumping. It's not normal. It's not normal. It's not normal. No, it's not normal. What did Trump call her on a regular basis? He just called her ugly, didn't he? Just like
he called her
it's
all
like
the time.
hideous. Rosie.
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
Only Rosie. You
Yeah, only
denigrate
Rosie
women.
O'Donnell.
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
Only Rosie.
You denigrate women. Only
And-
Rosie. Only Rosie.
And
I
they
don't.
said, no, she
Yeah.
said, I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking. No problem. You never think. He said, don't worry, you never think.
You never think.
Do you remember that part?
Yeah.
No, don't worry.
Don't worry, you never think. It's fine. All right, we'll move on from Rosie's expertise because we have actual experts on the show that do know about firearms.
No, I'm running back in my memories. And
Yeah.
I know who
Yeah.
she is.
Yeah. So
Don't worry, you don't think.
what's
Fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals.
You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account.
Only
has
Rosie
several-
O'Donnell.
wait. Her?
Your Twitter account.
Oh, Rosie.
Yeah.
Only Rosie O'Donnell. Her? That one right there?
That one right there. Yeah.
Only Rosie. It's too bad there's a big play symbol right over top of their button nose.
Yeah.
She has not aged well.
I don't know, in the way how she looks, like she was living in the jungle for a couple of years.
Yeah?
Seriously, look. Her lips are like dried out, like
Mhm.
she never had water. The hair, somebody shoot her with a shotgun, and the hair starts.
Stop it, George. We don't denigrate people or criticize them for their looks on this
Well,
show
she's been living in an
It
urban
looks like,
jungle.
for an extended period of time.
it
We
looks like
usually
she's
hit
related
and run.
to Albert Einstein.
Yeah. Only Rosie O'Donnell. Only Rosie. Only Rosie. All right. We did Tim Walls with Tampon Tim there. Let's see there. Hanlon's. Yeah, we got that. Closing these windows to say we did the Teamsters. What was the last one on here? Oh, yes. Fake news. You are fake news. Kathy Hochul. You guys know about her? She's the one that says she's going to send out all of her apostles. All my little apostles that I'm sending out to make sure people are masked and people get the jab. Well, I got to refine it because I had to restart the browser or start the whole computer. But it turns out Kathy Hochul's former deputy chief of staff is charged with being a Chinese spy.
Holy shit.
Nothing to see here.
What is over there with Macron?
Macron,
Mhm.
macaroni.
Go a little bit down.
Down where was that?
Down. Yeah, in the middle, Macron and his wife.
Where are you seeing that?
Yeah, here in the middle. Go down. President Macron, Camden's. Yeah. What is over there?
Oh, you're saying that you're looking at the people.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's going on over
Yeah,
there?
I was looking at the Candace Owens
no.
title. I didn't see Macron in the title. That's what I was looking for. You were looking at the actual people. All right. Candace Owen blows the lids on global pedophile ring, labeling critics they label their critics anti-Semites whenever they point out that they are pedophiles. Conservative commentator Candace Owens agreed with a guest who recently expressed that pedophiles and their victims are installed in positions of power around the globe, flattered, making them easier to blackmail and control. Appearing on Owens' podcast last week, journalist Xavier, I don't want to say that name because it sounds like a pedophile, but he's not. But that just doesn't seem right.
Usadar or is
Yeah,
French?
discussed his theory that not only that the wife of French President Emmanuel Macron, Brigitte, is actually a man. It's a man, baby. That Macron was groomed in the transgender circles from early age. Yeah, you are sick. You sick man. Anyways, so there's a story there with Candace Macron. First of all, we don't know how much about Macron. He grew up with his grandmother in the house where they lived. Now it's closed. It's very strange. There are no photos that exist of Macron with his parents before 25.
His grandmother named Kathy, and her maiden name Bates.
It's very strange.
Was he his grandmother?
It's very strange. But it's a man, baby. Okay, I gotta find this Kathy Hochul, and we'll get ready for some final thoughts on here. Appreciate everybody being in chat. We didn't get when coffee leaves. We don't follow the chat as well. Right. But yes, Catholic Charities is on that list. If some of our people are pointing out that they don't trust La Casa or Catholic Charities. Somebody's saying in chat that Kathy or that Rosie O'Donnell hasn't missed any buffets, but I'm telling you, by looking at her, she looks like she's like George said, she was out in the jungle for a couple years and dehydrated and kind of withered up, kind of like Al Sharpton.
She was on somebody else's show. She was actually talking some truth there for a bit. I don't know what happened to her.
Everybody has a weak point. Everybody fails now and then. Let's see. I'm going to find this Kathy Hochul, and I just want to read it real quick. Oh, Trump did say Venezuelan gangs, they will be kicked out right away. Here's a big one. Karine Jean-Pierre loses it when reporter asks why Kamala adopts accents when she's speaking to certain crowds. Because she gets black when she's talking to black people, depending on where she's at.
Kamala.
Southern when she's down south.
Oh, hell yeah.
Kamala.
Yeah. And do they have it where she's... Oh, here it is. Here it is. We're going to play this. We're going to play this. It's going to be fun.
Kamala in the hair, yes.
You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave. You better thank a union member for vacation time.
Oh, and here we go to Pittsburgh. You ready? Huh.
Because what we know, thank unions for paid family leave. Thank unions for your vacation time.
Didn't hear the drawl there.
Didn't hear that, but can we get some? All right, so here it is. Here it is, Kareem.
Since when does the vice president have what sounds like a Southern accent?
Better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave. And you all helped us win in 2020, and we're going to do it again in 2024.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well,
I mean, this is...
she was talking about unions in Detroit using one tone of voice.
Is this something that
same
you think...
line?
Okay, Peter.
That she used the same line in Pittsburgh, and it sounded like she at least had some kind of a Southern drawl.
I mean, do you hear the question that you're... I mean, do you think Americans seriously think that this is an important question? They care...
Yes, we want to know how stupid this fucking lady is.
Yes,
they care about lowering costs. They care about health care. That's what Americans care about.
We care about lowering costs and health care. Could do that right now.
Your colleague just asked me about democracy. What basically we talked about went back and forth about democracy and freedom.
It looks like
That's what they care about. I'm not even going to entertain some question about the president. It's just hearing it sounds so ridiculous.
No, it's a mock. What they did was
the question I'm talking about. The question is
it's a harass. Apparently,
is that how she talks in meetings?
I'm just Peter. We're moving on. We're still moving
Peter
on.
Ducey always fucks with him. I love it.
Yeah.
He's awesome. All right, I'm gonna go back and try to find.
Isn't fun when you have people like him?
Dude, Peter Ducey I'm surprised he hasn't lost his press pass because he's.
I know, right?
He pushes the envelope
all the time.
Yeah.
I would just love to see how he writes up a story that says, press secretary refuses to answer a question about the pandering tone used by the second most powerful person in our country,
right?
When speaking to, so the way that a professional leader is conducting herself is not news.
She's a chameleon.
A chameleon.
She is
Kamala.
Kamala Harris.
Kamala the
Harris.
Yes.
There's the Chinese community hacks into it, but where's the freaking? It was right on the side, but we've slept since then.
Exactly.
Oh, there's Joe Biden to the rescue.
Sniffing away.
Sniffer.
Do we still have it queued up?
Can't believe it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Sniff of everybody.
There it is. I found it. It got moved around on the page. Kathy Hochul, you remember her, former deputy chief of staff charged with being a Chinese spy. What? Do I do this in my best Oriental?
Yeah, go ahead.
A high-level aide to a New York Governor Kathy Hochul was arrested this week and charged with money laundering, visa fraud, and working as a foreign agent for the Chinese government. According to the U.S. Justice Department, former deputy chief staff Linda Son, 41, who served under former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, the booby toucher, that guy, spent a year under Governor Hochul, was arrested Tuesday in Brooklyn and charged with violating and conspiring to violate a Foreign Agents Registry Act, visa fraud, alien smuggling, she's smuggling the aliens, and money laundering conspiracy. Sun is alleged to have acted on behalf of the government of the People's Republic of China.
If this country keeps going the way it's going, there is going to need to be some Aryan smuggling.
Yeah,
The white people are going to have to find a way to.
And the Chinese Communist Party, which is a CCP, if you didn't know how to take a first letter of each word and put them together, is a Chinese Communist Party spell out a CCP. They have to put it in there so that we know.
Just to make sure.
Yeah, just to make us sure. So the Department of Justice wrote a press release on Tuesday, adding her husband, Chris Ho, H-E-U, Ho, 40, was also charged with the money laundering conspiracy, as well as conspiracy to commit a bank fraud and misuse the means of identification, but nothing to see here, and they probably didn't influence Kathy Hochul or Booby Toucher Cuomo in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't mean that Nancy Pelosi had Chinese agents working in her staff office too, right?
And at the end, you can say,
yeah.
Egg roll, $2 for $1.
Egg roll, $2 for $1. So U.S. Attorney Bjorn Peace wrote, as allegations, while appearing to serve the people of New York as a deputy chief of staff within New York State Executive Chamber, the defendant and her husband actually worked to further the interests of the Chinese government and the CCP, which stands for Chinese Communist Party, because they told us earlier in the article.
Don't forget it.
Don't forget it. It's a CCP.
Cold cut pieces.
Yeah. So there's your article there. That was fun.
But if you add another C over there, you can make a different story.
Yeah.
The CCP.
Oh, CCCP? CCCP? Yes, CCP. So there we go. Fun stuff on that. So exciting. Where are we at? We still got a few more minutes. And I did have a couple other ones. Where were we at? We'll cut from my feed here. We did the one with Patrick, bringing up the one that you sent me earlier.
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
Only Rosie O'Donnell. Only Rosie. Only Rosie O'Donnell. Did you see that Kamala is publicly admitting that the polls are fake? It's true.
She's not lying.
Bombshell confession. Kamala Harris publicly admits that the election polls are fake. Oh, let's see what we got here.
I missed that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kamala Harris went off script yesterday. This is such an important clip you're about to see. And she said, listen, don't listen to the polls. Get out there and vote. We're underdogs. This is a really close election. Now, I could take hours breaking this down, but I've interviewed the top voting experts, the top polling experts. Remember in 2016, Hillary had a 98% chance of winning and was 15, 20 points ahead. They use these fake polls they put out, commissioned by the Democratic Party, to make it sound like she's so far ahead so Republicans give up, but also so if they steal the election or try to steal it again, it sounds plausible when she wins. So they're buying all these fake Google articles that look like news articles in newspapers that aren't. They're buying all this stuff on Yahoo. They're flooding the zone with that garbage, and buried in there, and also at the top of the articles, they tell you that she's 10, 20 points ahead. Okay, and that it's all over for Trump. But the betting market has Trump equal or ahead of her, not Kamala ahead of him. And they're usually way more accurate than the polls. So we see this over and over again. So now she comes out in this latest speech, goes off script, goes off teleprompter, and starts talking about the fact that don't believe these polls. This race is really, really close. So this shows they're scared. They have a margin of dead people and illegals voting and folks out of district of about 10%. That's the number that most experts come up with. But if Trump is 12, 13, 14 points ahead in the battleground states, it's game over, ladies and gentlemen. So here's a clip of Kamala Harris, for once, telling the truth.
So, friends, 64 days until the most election of our lives.
The most election
And
of our lives.
probably one of the most important in the life of our nation. Truly. And we know this is going to be a tight race to the very end. It's going to be a tight race to the very end. So let's not pay too much attention to those polls. Because as unions and labor knows best, we know what it's like to be the underdog. And we are the underdog in this race. And we have some hard work then ahead of us. But here's the beauty of us in this room. We like hard work. Hard work is good work. Hard work is joyful work.
Wow.
And so in this fight, I will continue to count on the strength, the determination, and the hard work of the leaders in this room to knock on doors, to get folks to the polls, and bluntly put, as the people in here do it, to help us win Pennsylvania.
Yeah, yeah. What that tells you is they're scared that they can't steal it.
Right.
What I'm running into is a lot of people that I've had conversations with that are I ask them what direction are you going to vote, and they just don't want to vote. They're like fed up with all it.
Mm-hmm.
They're just burned out on the negative hate speech that's going on from coming out of both parties, and they're just I guess the only thing they would say about Donald Trump is, and I'll have to agree with it. Sometimes when he opens his mouth, you're afraid of what's going to come out because he's going to say shit that's going to piss people off. But on the other side of the coin, this woman right here is going to put you in bankruptcy. Doesn't matter who you are.
Right.
She's going to take your money and she's going to give it away.
Right.
So
I'll take the guy that fires from the hip.
Yep.
Versus the person that fires for your head.
Exactly.
What were you going to say, George?
They are feeling that the ground is shaking under their feet.
Oh, hell yeah.
This is why they're playing this game that is going to be like
Oh, it's going to be a tight race.
a tight one and fair fight and drive around wherever you want to drive around and count how many signs are for how many signs are for.
We just come out on Lake Fenton on yesterday. They had a Trump boat parade.
Mm-hmm.
There were 450 plus boats on that lake.
Just driving. Did you see a single Kamala Harris boat out on the lake?
Yeah, I did one.
One?
Yeah.
Was it a beat up dinghy?
No, and they become submarine after.
And he asked, what the hell's the matter with that guy?
Was it a beat up piece of shit boat?
It was, yeah. It didn't fit for the lake. It was kind of like a little cabin cruiser type boat that should have been out on.
I'm telling you, it becomes submarine after. And it's a pipe.
Yeah, it's quite pathetic out there.
Usually, I remember getting the last election, a friend of mine, his boat was out at Port Huron,
Mm-hmm.
and across from him was a really nice boat, and it had a Biden-Harris sign on it. And the people were there, and I went over and asked them, obviously, you've got a few dollars to spend. It means you're an entrepreneur or somebody that's worked hard. Why would you vote for Biden and Harris? And he said, well, the reality is I have a solar panel business in Ann Arbor, and they're going to support it. Mm-hmm. So it was purely monetary.
Yeah. But the problem with that is they're not factoring all the other things.
Yeah.
they're gonna destroy. But if they support your business, they're gonna simultaneously destroy your business with all the regulations and all the stipulations.
Yeah.
And if they don't destroy it completely that way, they're gonna siphon off so much of your money. By the end of it, you won't.
Taxes will kill you.
You know, but see, that solar power business owner, he maliciously wants to get us Trump supporters. He maliciously is after us.
Yeah.
Versus, no, he's
not.
He's just
stupid,
incompetent, and he wants to save his own business.
One of my buddies,
regardless of
one of my buddies, pretty close with, he told me straight up. He says honestly, Kamala would be better for me for business because he's invested in energy, and Trump's going to bring energy way down.
Yeah,
and that means less profit for those that are invested in energy.
That's true.
And he said it would honestly be better for me investment wise, but he said life wise and for the rest of this country and for everybody involved, he's like, I can diversify my investments.
True.
If, with somebody who's not going to try to destroy the country.
Right.
She's going to try to destroy the country. Well, not even her. She's stupid. She's just a puppet.
She's just like Biden.
Yeah.
Just a puppet.
Yep. You're looking for the strings.
At least you can say a couple of words. Biden doesn't fucking know where he is.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
I don't know that she does either.
She's
but at least she can speak so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She can go on the set of talking and going.
Yesterday was today, yesterday, and today is today, today. Tomorrow will be today, tomorrow.
But really, the wheels on the bus go round and round because they're on the bus and the bus is going round.
Yeah.
And that's good for the bus and for us to be around.
As we're going,
because we must unburden what has been so that we can embrace.
We must be unburdened by what has been so we can embrace what
I was going to come around to it and say it all the ways. Dude, it's word salad. And not only that, it's a communist phrase. It's a communist phraseology. In
that
fact,
was in the break. The fact that it's not word salad. She knows exactly what she's saying, and that it's a communist manifesto.
She knows.
She knows the edict.
I won't agree with you. She doesn't know what she's saying. She may slightly comprehend what she's reading off the teleprompter.
I think she understands the concept of wanting to put past rules and stuff behind her so that they can make a new future. And that was the idea behind Mao. Yeah.
Mao.
Smash the pillars of the past.
All right, guys. It's reaching that hour. Final thoughts. Signatures. Coffee left without signing. I'm going to have to track him down and get that signature. I handed him the paper. He looked at it. He said
working.
2 words.
He was thinking about getting home, taking those gummies.
I know it. I know it. Give me a good signature there. We're on the overhead there, Georgie, and then give me your final thoughts. Patrick, pick you a color, buddy.
Here, you can have this one.
Dead air, gentlemen.
Yeah, George, go ahead with your final thought if you're ready. Can I tee you up on it? Can I set you up? You escaped a communist country that you were born and raised in. And we've told your story on this show, one-on-one interviews. You're watching this country now slip into that same thing under the likes of Puppet Kamala and Puppet Joe. Final thoughts on that, where you see this country. Yeah. You're looking forward to Trump coming back in office because it would reverse the course.
Coming back in office is for Trump coming back in office is not an easy job.
Right.
Because he has to do 2 or 3 more times to work 2 or 3 more times harder than he was working the first time. But now he has the experience.
Mm-hmm.
And now he knows who the right people are and who fucked him over.
He said as much on an interview. He's like, I'm much wiser on people that I'm going to pick.
Of course. It's like this expression in my country, because when you get married to the old-fashioned marriage, the female is dressed up with all the wedding dress, but she has to stand for everybody that comes and goes in the house to see who the female is and who the guy is going to marry. But it's standing for 2 days. It's like from morning, start at 9, 10 in the morning till 6, 7 in the afternoon. And they say, if I get married for the second time, I know how to stand, they say.
That's a wild custom.
Yeah.
Like 2 days worth of just standing there.
Yeah, Saturday and Sunday.
And have everybody come and kind of inspect you and
not everybody looking at her. And when the females go out, they start. Did you see the hair was here and the hair was
so
there?
it's like a beauty contest.
Yeah.
The hens are
and it's an
pecking away.
expression that if I'll be again in that same spot, I know how to stand now.
Okay.
So
yeah,
this is what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
This is what I'm saying, but.
Yeah, he's got to reverse.
All the 3-letter agencies are
in cahoots with BlackRock and Vanguard and State Street and all those people.
Yeah, but he has to start with he can go direct to Vanguard and
No,
BlackRock.
but there are things he can do immediately.
But he has to clean the house first. He has to go against them. You need some people that you can trust.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I see that guy. Oh, he looks good. Come and work for me, and I'll make you head of FBI in Washington, D.C. No,
right.
You have to put somebody that.
Well, he's talking about not only the food poisoning us and the vaccines, but he's also talking with RFK. Those 3 areas. The third area with RFK is helping him dismantle the CIA, which he knows killed his uncle and his dad.
Probably, if shit will continue going in this way. Maybe we have to escape and go back together in Albania.
I'm yeah.
At least I have a house.
You got a house there. We'll be broadcasting from there. Yeah.
Take all the gear. We'll set up over there.
Yeah.
Just the shitty thing over there is that the Albanian president is bent over backwards for George Soros over there. George Soros can do whatever he wants over there.
So he's already captured. Yeah. Patrick?
Well, I usually have a pretty clear-cut path on where I'm at and what I have to say, and I've always talked about getting involved. And today I'm not so sure. I'm just kind of looking at what's going on inside the Republican Party. There's a lot of infighting. It's crazy. When I signed up, Tisha talked us into it, and we became delegates and started down this path. I was of the mindset I was, getting involved with the United Front to do battle with the Democrats, and it's never been the case since day one. It's just a lot of everybody wants to be in control, and they're fighting with each other over it. And it's become a little bit too much.
It is.
Yeah.
And it sucks the life out of you.
Yeah. And it definitely has for me. I've been seriously involved for a long time and kind of at the end of the stream with the whole thing. So, I still believe that getting out and voting your conscience is the most important thing. And do your research. Look at what's going on. Look at what Kamala Harris and the Democrats stand for, what our policies are, because it's clear as mud as to how they're going to get there, but they certainly want to drain your wallet, mine, and everybody else's to give that money away to whoever they please, being people coming across that border illegally.
Yeah.
Ukraine, wherever. It certainly isn't to support you, I, or our neighborhood, or even our state. It is to just give it away to their special interests.
You mean Nancy Pelosi's $150,000 to get for illegals to get new houses? That doesn't support you guys?
Shit, I hide my American passport. I come from the border again.
Well, you might be able to pull it off. Yeah.
Well, it's more than 150,000. It's Kamala Harris wants everybody to have a living wage, $6,500 a month.
Yeah,
per person.
Per person.
So for a family of 4, that's $26,000 a month. Now, I got to tell you, I'm very well educated, and I don't think I ever made that kind of money.
Nope.
And that'll bankrupt
Yeah.
the country in a heartbeat.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
they don't care.
Yep. And give them each a house, free college, free cell phones.
If they stay in power, which I don't believe they will, but if they were to stay in power, we will be at least Venezuela, if not Zimbabwe,
Yeah.
in the next 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
You need a car full of money to go and buy a loaf of bread.
Oh yeah.
If you have a car.
If you have a car. Yeah.
If you have a car.
Yeah. Yeah. In the Weimar Republic of Germany, before the Second World War, you could have enough money to live off the interest in retirement. And 6 months later, you would get a letter saying that your account was closed for insufficient funds, and it would cost more for them to put the stamp to send the letter than it would to maintain your account. That's how.
50% taxes, man.
Well, but it was also the debauching of the currency, the devaluing of the currency, and we've got that right now. You know, what do you think the trillions and trillions of dollars of debt is? That's not making the currency more valuable to have debt on it. That means that's how much it's devalued.
Not only that one, but now before oil used to be sold in American dollars.
Now they're going to remove it. Yeah.
Russia and other countries
forming the BRICS.
They say, "Screw you! We are going to sell in whatever you want to sell, or gold, or cryptocurrency, or we can sell in ruble, or
removing the dollar as the reserve currency will be pretty close to the end of the dollar."
Yeah.
I believe that Trump is the man of the hour to be one of the only ones that could navigate that if that happens. He has stated that he will bring it back to being reserve currency, but we'll see how that works. He does accomplish a lot of stuff.
One step at a time. First, we need him in the White House.
I, like you guys at this table, have taken my plunge into local politics and then been disappointed, jaded, pissed off at times, and had to assess my level of involvement and what I was going to do. And I've reluctantly stated at certain levels, being a local delegate and then being voted to be a state delegate and going to convention. But like you, Patrick, I've seen the infighting. And like you, George, I've seen the lack of support and the lack of rallying to each other and supporting each other, and just the backbiting bullshit that people have done. But I agree with you that we still have to be educated and we still have to vote. And maybe we'll get things turned around. You know?
Well, I hope so.
We've got too many. Part of the biggest problem with conservatives and the Republican Party is that we're so independently minded and so, self-sufficient and so, that people don't know how to work in good partnerships. They're always jockeying for position, and the problem, and the Democrats do that they're jockeying for position. The Republicans just do it behind closed doors, whereas the Democrats will do it out in front. They'll just Biden just resigned. Did he? Because he came out 2 weeks later and said, "No, I didn't actually do that." And Pelosi said, "Oh well, we had to take steps, and it wasn't something." So
she still is putting her nose
everywhere.
Yeah.
Just here, she.
Yeah.
Isn't she fucking going away? And did they put a bar for her and vodka in the front of her?
Probably. But it's been a difficult thing navigating. What do you say, Tim?
Biden resigned as much as those Goonies walked the plank. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
totally voluntary, right?
Yeah. But that's the thing is, and I see that Charlotte Cosmic saying, yeah, Me Too and rhinos. Yeah. It's difficult to navigate because we get in with us here in the studio, we get in with the pure intention of being involved. And then you see the same shenanigans jockeying for position and bullshit that you go, I didn't expect this in the Republican Party. And there it is. It's on this, you're watching people sell out. Why did you drop out of the race? Oh, you got approached by somebody and look at, they were just bringing it back up about Carrie Lake, that the head of the Republican Party in her state tried to bribe her to quit her, I think it was her Senate race. And she said, how much money? And he's like, oh, you know, we're talking a lot of money. And she's like, I'm not taking your money. She's on the recording. She knows, you know. And he goes, well, then watch out for the gangs. Watch out for, you know, I can't speak for your safety after that. It was either take our money or here's a veiled threat. But either way, that guy had to resign because she published the recording. But that's the dirty shenanigans behind it. And I don't see how you change human nature to avoid that. But at the same time, we have to find our level of involvement and be content or satisfied with that level of involvement, because we're dealing with a lot of shit, you know, that I didn't expect in the party. So you got one final thought or something like that?
I'll put something for next time.
All right. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Appreciate everything. Hopefully you had fun. We had fun. Good stuff tonight. And we will catch you guys next time. I don't know if we'll have a Sunday show, but if we do, we'll give you notice. And other than that, please like, share, and subscribe.
I have to cook up those yellow and green gourds if we have a
Oh,
Sunday
yeah.
show.
Go over to our locals page and join there, because that'll boost our numbers and get us more time.
Did you
over
do
there.
those clips from this last week? You jumped in and did clips from the show, didn't you?
I did a couple clips.
You did a couple clips. We
Yeah.
actually would you like some help with clips if
Yep.
you happen to go over to Twitch to watch the show, and when you hear something funny or good, Twitch has a built-in clip ability. But
Absolutely.
as well.
Thank you guys.
We out.
Yep.
It used to be before.
Microphones are open.
This is my brain.
Dad, that's an egg.
Yeah, that's an egg.
Honey,
Dude,
that's an egg.
seriously.
That's an egg.
It's a metaphor.
It's still an egg.
That's an egg.
I would challenge you.
That's an egg.
I know my brain is not actually an egg, okay? It's a metaphor.
Metaphor or not, that's not your brain.
It's just an egg.
Una cerveza para mí. My egg is my brain.
Can I at least have some bacon, maybe some sausage with that egg, though?
Oh, I want some bacon.
I want crepes.
Have some bacon and pancakes with that egg.
I'll take it with cheese.
Extra large brown cage-free eggs.
Can I have your brain with cakes?
A little sausage and a little toasted potato.
That would be great.
Does it have antibiotics?
I don't know, man. I'm not good at this shit.
Well, they got to be able to resist some diseases.
You resist the disease.
Does it got any hormones?
Maybe. It's cage free.
Vegetarian?
Maybe.
Are they vegan?
No, I eat steak.
Never apologize and never explain.
Never apologize.
Never apologize and never explain.